three cinephiles have come together to bring you strong opinions, controversial statements, epic battles, and plenty of fun. Introducing our host, the man who watches 52 movies a week, drinks 52 beers a movie, loves women but hates the woman. From the foreign land of Canada, our host, Moodz 616. He is widely known as the man who talks too much. His worst enemies are Postmaster P and Pee Wee Herman. He said Hellraiser was overrated and Leprechaun Origins wouldn't suck. He's the full-blooded half-Mexican, JP. Finally, we have the man who doesn't talk enough. He is best friends with Sean S. Cunningham. His favorite horror movie is Gummo. He is your favorite Jew and mine, Jeremy. Together they are known for extending a helping hand to vampircons everywhere. They are the 22 shots of Moodz and horror.
Yes, y'all, it's going down right here. Episode 47 of the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horrors coming at you live. I'm your host, Moodz 616, and of course, I have always got my two prophets with me. NES Ruler 22, always doing the good for Judaism. And of course, I've got Double Shot J doing all the good stuff for all the hot burritos around the world. What's up, homies?
Prophecies? That's lame. Come on, man.
Oh, do you not see the connection between the prophets and the main featured review today? Come on. You've got to be kidding.
It went a little over his head.
Yeah, sorry. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Oh, sorry, wow. I'm just an idiot.
So yes, the main review today, Dark Hall, of course, has to do with a prophecy. You know, the Jersey Devils, hence prophet. Okay, seriously, I have to explain this. Come on. Yes. But first off, I want to talk about the our contest, our episode 50 contest. So I think technically we have a couple revisions to the rules. Nothing too drastic at all, of course. So basically what we're figuring now, actually, no, I'll start off with, if you're not familiar with the contest, basically what it is for episode 50, we are doing our top 50 most influential films of the last 50 years. So basically from 1965 until present day, which is 2015. And what we want you to do is phone in, leave a voice message with your most influential film of those 50 years and explain a little bit why you chose that film.
Yeah, why is it the most influential to you? What do you think that it did for the genre, blah, blah, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Now, here's where the little bit of a revision comes into play here. If you're not comfortable phoning and leaving a voicemail and stuff, we've decided that I think it would be cool if you have a YouTube channel, whatever, to possibly just make a video, explaining, what your choice is and stuff like that. And that would be an easier way for people to do because, we've heard through the grapevine, some people aren't comfortable leaving the voicemails, and we figured it might be more comfortable for people to possibly make a video because you can reshoot, edit, stuff like that. So, and then just possibly link it to this episode, which is episode 47. I'd like to keep it on this episode so it'd be easier for me to find, or all of us to find, for when the time comes so you can get your entries in. And yeah, I think that was pretty much what we had for the revisions. Was there anything else?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Moodz is losing it.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we had, though, isn't it? What we had, JP?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just link it up. Make sure you link it to the email or this video right here, which will be episode 47, I believe. 47.
So basically everything I just said. So it's nice to know that I do have an echo around here. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so just minor actually I did have a recent question too about shipping internationally. Now, I've recently come in contact with somebody that actually asked me if we were willing to ship internationally because he was kind of hesitant on leaving a voicemail because he wasn't sure if we were actually going to do that because we never did state. I have no problem with it. These guys are little bitchy whiners and we're kind of complaining about shipping overseas because it is a little rather expensive, but I think ultimately what we come down to is, yeah, I think we eventually will. So, but I think most of the people that are going to enter are actually from North America anyways. So, who knows? We really don't know. But ultimately, yes, we'll ship internationally. Why not? So phone in, leave those messages, make a video, link it to this video, and yeah, you're entered in the contest. It's as easy as that, man. All you got to do is say the name of the film and the reason why. So yeah, pretty easy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like JP said last week, there's absolutely no reason for you not to enter this contest, because it's as simple as that. And, just to refresh your memory, there's going to be lots and lots of prizes, stuff all over the place. I'm not too sure what Jeremy and JP are giving away, but I do have quite a bit of stack, and it's going to grow in the next couple weeks too, because I got some other stuff I'm going to grab. But, like I said, there's just no reason.
I will probably have about 10 total things, so around 5 prizes. But mine will be new, most likely, still sealed. So yeah, I got a few. I got about 3 things so far. I told you the Troll 2 Blu-ray and the Best Worst Movie documentary. So that's kind of they'll be themed like that.
That's pretty sweet. So if you have any more questions, of course, just leave a comment or a voicemail.
Yeah.
About the contest, because like I said, it's pretty simple. So yeah, that's that. So what is going on, guys? Anything new in the lives of the 2 prophets that completely went over Jeremy's head?
You know what? Fuck you, bearded asshole.
I'm the big bad Moodz.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. Just sometimes, not all the time.
No, I'm the guy that likes to push buttons.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. So what's going on, guys?
I did absolutely nothing important this week. Next.
Nothing?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything fun either.
Man, we just sound like...
Well, what did you do?
Besides
masturbate with sandpaper yesterday.
Yeah. Actually, man, I've been super busy this week just with life bullshit that I don't really want to get into. But yeah, I've had no time like during the day for anything fun. So nighttime, I spent my time just watching films.
Of course. What else is
Of course. But I'm talking like during the night, like, between like midnight and 4:30 in the morning. But yeah, not a whole lot, man. Pretty fucking standard week. Pretty damn shitty.
That's boring.
Why do we even talk about this shit anymore? We have nothing to talk about. But I am excited, though, because baseball season is vastly approaching. Yep. The actual season, I'm so excited. I know Jeremy's excited for his Cubs because they made a lot of moves in the offseason, and they are potentially looking a lot better than last year. And I always say potentially because baseball is one of those sports where guys seem to go down left and right. It's like, I'm a Jays fan, and we all know that every single season, all of our guys get hurt. And we've already lost Stroman, so really, really hurts already in the season. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I know JP's not a baseball fan, so he's not going to jump into this conversation.
Mexicans
surprised he hasn't screamed.
Like baseball, like literally.
I thought Mexicans did like baseball.
No, they only like football.
No, there's no, yeah,
Let's get all stereotypical on it.
No, it's just true.
Okay.
It's like Americans don't watch soccer.
But then again, who doesn't like soccer in the world, though?
Besides Americans and
exactly. North Americans.
I hate
in general.
No, not North Americans. Mexico fucking loves.
Yeah,
that's more south. That's more south.
It's still North America, you dumbass.
I'm just saying. I'm talking America and in Canada.
You're talking about the only important part of America, is what he's trying to say.
Fucking asshole. That's not nice.
I think I'm allowed to say that.
No, you're totally not allowed to say that. That's still not cool. Even
Mexico
towards your people.
City's only the biggest city in the entire world.
No, what I'm saying is that the Canadians are just.
Hey, my grandparents moved here for a reason. Just saying.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I can see where this conversation is going, so we should probably maybe just skip right into the.
Baseball and Mexicans.
Baseball and Mexicans, but there's not really a whole lot to say right now. It's still spring training, and there's split squads, and I'm not really a big fan of watching spring training on TV because of the split squads, and the baseball is kind of like whatever, but season is starting actually in 2 weeks, so pretty stoked on that. But JP, do we got some news?
Yeah, we have some news this week. A few interesting bits, but mostly just not much happening in the news world. So the first thing that happened over the week, guys, is the Insidious 3 trailer came out, and I specifically mentioned that because if you remember a while back, Insidious 2 came out, and I watched the trailer and I was like, guys, it looks really awesome and I can't wait to see it. And then when I finally did see it, I mentioned that's the reason I don't watch trailers anymore. So I skipped this one specifically because Insidious 2 burned me because all the money shots was in the trailer. It was a really good trailer, but it also kind of hurt the movie a lot, actually. So I don't watch trailers anymore. I didn't check it out. Did either of you?
I don't really care about those movies. So
I'm in the same boat as you, man.
Being honest,
I'm in the same boat as you, man. I'm not a big fan of watching new trailers. Like I always stress how much I like watching trailer compilations of like older films. But that's different, though.
Well, for one, they didn't give everything away in the older films as well.
That's the cool thing, man. They're just done differently back in the day. But newer films, I really try to stray away from them. Especially films like, Insidious. Seeing a trailer for that is like, fuck, I don't know, man. But, I still haven't even seen the second film yet, so.
It is good.
I'm not going to check out the trailer for the third one.
Ruined for me in the trailer. But I'm a huge fan of the first Insidious, and Insidious 2 probably would have been something that I really loved had the trailer not gave everything away for me. So check out the Insidious 3 trailer, or if you're like us, don't. So after that, we have It Follows. This is a film that's been gaining a lot of hype.
Seeing it tomorrow.
Jeremy's seeing it tomorrow, and one of the reasons why he's probably seeing it tomorrow is because this film initially was going to be released on video on demand March 27th. But following a very strong limited release, only playing in 4 theaters, it ended up gaining $160,000 in just those 4 theaters, 2 in Los Angeles, 2 in New York. So now the Weinstein Company and Radius are giving it a nationwide release. And they will be opening in 40 theaters this weekend and then roll out to over 1,000 theaters next weekend. And the film only costs $2 million to make. So we've seen this model for a long time. Indies will hit the festival circuit, get a bunch of reviews, and then every once in a while, after they get that initial limited release in, just a couple theaters, we'll see it break through into the mainstream. And those are usually the ones that are pretty good. Although there are a lot of indies that are good that just never make it there. It's more than just it being good. There's something else involved. It's like catching lightning in a bottle when you are able to do this. So very happy to see that, because if anything that people are saying about it is true, then this should be a good one for this year. And to see it get a massive release is awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's supposed to be really good from what I've heard.
Coolio. That's
I would have saw it today if it wasn't for the show, but.
Oh, God.
Hey!
Come on.
Am I here?
I mean, physically, yeah. Mentally,
oh,
nah.
Fuck you. Maybe it's just because it might be nominated for an Oscar that I just have to. My mindset's just gone.
Oh, God. The show is always prohibiting Jeremy's fun activities, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always.
But this is good news, though. It's good shit.
Yeah. So after that, we have a bit of, it kind of slowed down the TV show announcements for things that already existed, like a franchise that gets a TV show. We've seen it with From Dusk Till Dawn. We've seen it with Psycho. The Bates Motel is on A&E. Now it came back, and we're seeing this again because A&E is now planning to make a Let the Right One In TV series.
Yep.
Let that sink in for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to sink my teeth into this one. Oh, I know, bad joke. I thought about this, and I was like, really? Another vampire-based fucking television show?
It's not actually too many out there.
But
there's a good bit, dude.
There's a couple of them, and my point that I was trying to make before I was, rudely interrupted by NES Ruler, is that why don't they just make a goddamn fucking werewolf show or something? Like just
Teen Wolf?
do something. Yeah, well, but like a good one, like not like Teen Wolf, like a good one.
Hemlock Grove?
I haven't watched Hemlock Grove yet. Actually, is that actually any good? But I guess
so.
I guess we're kind of running out of things. But like vampire, it just seemed to me I was like, really another vampire show? There's so many of them, and some long lasting ones too. And I was like, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, is Hemlock Grove actually going to be doing a second season?
It already did a second season. It's doing a third season.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, but the third one I think is the last season that they're doing.
Okay, that's okay. I wasn't sure if that. Yeah, I can't remember. I still haven't watched the first one, so like I said. But I don't know, man. What are your guys' thoughts on this fucking vampire shows? Really?
Well, so one thing, first of all, I think that something interesting that I read from the article was that originally they were in A&E was in a bidding war with Showtime to produce this show, and Showtime lost. So one, it's going to be neutered a little bit because, as we know, Showtime brought us Dexter and a few other shows that kind of push the envelope. Or you can just do more, right? I mean, you could do more on a network like that than you can on A&E. But I will say, that there was some pretty envelope pushing stuff in the first season of The Bates Motel. I haven't got to the second season and now the third season yet, but I remember that first season being a little, out there with its violence, and there was a rape scene and stuff like that. So I mean, we could probably see some good stuff, but my initial reaction, and this is my honest one, is very, very disappointed, because now I know that I don't know if it's going to be bad, but I felt like what made Let the Right One In so good wasn't the story. The story was decent and solid, but it was the execution of that story, the character development, the cinematography. And I just don't see that transitioning into a TV show. You're not going to have that same attachment to these characters. You're not going to be able to see it. I don't see it working in a long-term narrative. It just doesn't seem like it's something that would be good for that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually kind of agree, to be honest, but yeah.
What about you, Jeremy?
Oh, am I allowed to talk now? Am I allowed not to interrupt anybody now?
Permission granted.
Oh, no. I don't know. I really don't care about TV. You know that.
And that's why you're not allowed to talk. Right there. 'Cause you don't have
I don't know, man. I was really trying to, think about this one, and I keep coming down to the fact that, like, basically what you said, I completely agree with too, man. A long stretched out narrative for this type of story. I mean, I am kind of curious on how they're going to do it, if they're going to use the same, kind of storyline. I imagine they will be, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
from
if anything,
but to stretch that out, it's interesting.
The overall storyline does add, it does, work for that long-term narrative, because you're dealing with a girl who's been on the earth for a very long time, and she's been using people to kind of be her, guardian in the human world, kind of, like almost like a fake, like, facade type thing. And then she's, she's kind of like seducing them, if you will, and that kind of works for a long-term thing, but at the core, that's not what Let the Right One In was about. That's just what it started out as. That's what it was on the outside, but when you really got into it, it was about that coming together, story that happened with those two characters, and it played out. It finished. I don't see, it's not gonna have the same weight if they just turn this
Maybe that's what they plan on doing with it, telling the story of her, like you said, she's been on the earth for so long, and maybe telling her story, and kind of exploring her character, and it's her journey on earth, basically.
I'm sure they will do something
that's
like
how you can really extend it. You can make there's endless possibilities to that, really. So, I mean, if they just follow her character and not have like a central, protagonist, but
even in, like, Let the Right One In, though, like, that story isn't original. What made it so amazing was the way they told it, and that's not. Oh, no. I just can't see it working on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I think they will probably change a little bit of that. So who knows? We'll see.
I'm usually optimistic, but I just am not feeling this one.
Yeah, I was just kind of bummed out. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I love that film, man. Like, that's one of my favorites in the last, 10 years or whatever, so.
But they're really pushing this, aren't they? Like, converting films into TV shows. Like, they are really going.
I think we've talked about it many times that this is the new remake.
And yeah, it's kind of like what the early 2000s did with, like reality TV. A couple shows made it big, and then there was one point there was over 200 on television at one time.
If there's one good thing about it, though, is for the most part, now I haven't seen all of them, but for the most part, they seem to be pretty well received by the horror fans. Like, From Dusk Till Dawn and Hannibal and Bates Motel, they all have their audience. And, even the more original ones like American Horror Story and The Walking Dead.
And these are so specific to, like, the big genres, too, like, vampires and werewolves and things like that, like, zombies. But, of course, zombies, right? I think the Bates Motel is a really cool one. That's an interesting premise.
It's actually really cheap on Amazon right now on Blu-ray. It's like $20 a season for both. One season's $20 and the other one's $20.
So what would be your thoughts if another TV show got announced? Say they wanted to do a television show on Phantasm, kind of take that story and just kind of.
Honestly, that could work because
I think there's endless possibilities in there.
Yeah, because the nightmare logic of the Phantasm series. It just works that way. Like, you follow Reggie and Mike and their, trip across, from town to town dealing with the tall man's minions. Like, that is actually perfect for a TV show. So, I know. I never considered that, but that's an interesting thought.
I actually thought about this the other night. I was sitting on the airplane at like 3 a.m, and I was thinking about this after I was reading the news about Let the Right One In. And I was like, Phantasm would be a perfect one to explore in a television show because there's so much you can do with it. And plus, the only problem that I was running into while I was thinking about it was kind of marketing, because I think these TV shows are so much easier to market when they're exploiting vampires and zombies and werewolves. Those are really easy and notable things. Right? Yeah. They kind of appeal to everybody. If you're 12 years old or if you're 50, you just know what a vampire is right away. But Phantasm, it's already kind of a mystery to everybody, and I think it would be a little harder to market, but at the same time, I think if it's done right, it could really fucking work because there's endless possibilities, and it's not following the norm, which I kind of like too.
I almost feel like that show would benefit a little bit from the fans of it, but I feel like so many people would be just unaware of it that it could just appeal to people who just. Like, if it was on, like, the Sci-Fi Channel or something, I know the Sci-Fi Channel is genuinely known for, like, bad stuff, but I could see, like, a lot of people, like, coming around and watching that. Shit. Like, it
yeah.
Foreshadowing. So I could see it working, in that level of kind of creating, like, bringing in a new audience and creating a new fandom, but the only thing is, I know that it would be a different show because I don't think that the people that would be directing it, each episode would truly be able to deliver on the nightmare logic that, let's say, like Coscarelli was able to do for so long. So it'd be a different show, but it would still be in the world. It probably wouldn't be as, technically awesome. But it would be more like Phantasm 2, I think, where it's like, it's fun. It's just like, it's, them getting into, shit each week, the adventures of Reggie and Mike as they are tracking down the tall man from week to week and getting into all of his different minions and stuff. Like, it could be really cool. And there's always the ball after him. Like, I'm seeing it. Like, I could see this thing. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was a good idea. I know we talked about it a long time ago, but even bringing the Hellraiser story to the big screen, because there's a lot of things.
Showtime would kill a Hellraiser show. Like, in a good, it would knock it out of the park. I think that's it, because awesome.
We've always said that there's so much story and there's so many things to tell, and you can just go on every different tangent. Like, there's just so many things you can do with the Hellraiser story. I think that would be another really cool, and it's just interesting and harder to market because it's just not as familiar to people. But I think if it's done properly, I think it can be a hit.
I just see all the sex and nudity and bloody violence on Showtime, and it just killing like a late night spot at like 11 p.m. or something.
Mm-hmm. See, these are the type of ideas that I get excited about when I hear Let the Right One In. I hear vampires. I'm just like, I'm not against vampires whatsoever. I don't want people to think that. It's just, I just think it's, let's try something different. I mean,
it's about the money.
it is really about the money. And like I said, it comes back to marketing and it, the familiarity of what a vampire is. People don't care. They hear vampires like, oh, I'll check that out. If you like vampires, it's like, whatever. You hear True Blood was about vampires and shape shit, all this type of shit and stuff. You're like, well, whatever, I'll check it out. It just sells itself, really.
So, but there was that's the thing, though. I mean, if it's about money, something like Hellraiser would definitely perform more than something like Let the Right One In.
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable, right?
At least initially, right? Initially, that premiere episode, based on name value alone, you would think, because most people don't know Let the Right One In. Only they know Let Me In, the American remake. But Hellraiser, man, everybody knows Hellraiser.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
But that's the Weinsteins, though, dude. Those guys have been teasing a Hellraiser TV show and or remake for a long time.
I know. It's kind of a shame that... Who knows if it'll ever materialize, but if it does, I'm on board. I'm definitely on board, so...
Okay, so, moving on with TV shows, Sean Cunningham... or Cummingham,
my best friend,
was in an interview, and he confirmed that the CW was interested in the TV show, and the basic premise focused on the real city of Crystal Lake and the effect that the serialized films had on its real life counterpart. This allows them to reimagine Jason in a more grounded reality, as the films would be based off of real life killings that took place at the camp. So that sounds very meta to me, right? I mean, so the idea is the Jason films were created based on a real life killer who lived in this town of Crystal Lake, and now they're dealing with that. And
I don't get it.
It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it'll fully work, but
JP, you're not saying much.
I mean, at least it kind of got me thinking. I'm kind of lost for words a little bit.
It sounds like Scream to me, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, yeah.
Because you're taking... it's like it's set in a world where the Friday the 13th films exist, and they were based off of a killer named Jason, who lived in the town of Crystal Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, there is a real Jason. So it's like... It's like kind of not ignoring the original film series, but it's kind of like it's weird, man. I don't know.
Just kind of putting
its own little about that.
It's putting its own little spin on it, but yeah, I don't know, man. Some of these ideas are so hard to voice an opinion on because I don't know, man. I got to see it first. It sounds okay to me. I kind of like the whole, based in that world, and I like that premise though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of dig it.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
We'll see how that goes. After that, Twin Peaks ? So during a Q&A session, Lynch was asked if the show was definitely happening. His response was, "I don't know. There are complications." And then he said, and then in a later interview, he said, "I haven't returned yet. And we're still working on the contract, but I love the world of Twin Peaks, and I love those characters, and I think it would be very special to go back into that world."
Haven't they already done casting for it and everything?
Yeah, well, but that doesn't mean that he's returning, right? I mean,
that he's
if the show's happening, it could still happen without.
That's so crazy. I totally thought that he was already signed on to direct the first season.
Well, for some reason, I was under the impression that he was like it was his series or something, and it was him bringing it back. But I guess it's just being brought back, and he was attached, and now he might still be, or might not be.
All these false releases.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks, man, because I was really looking forward to that, because I remember when it got announced that David Lynch was on board and was actually directing all the episodes. What was it, 7 or 8 episodes or something?
Yeah,
originally, I don't remember what it was. It was kind of like a newfound pilot episode or pilot season or whatever, but they were all apparently directed by David Lynch, and I was like, holy shit, man, because I remember in the original series, David Lynch only did, I believe, the first episode, the pilot episode, and I think he directed the first episode in the second season too. I think that's all he did. I can't quite remember. I haven't watched it in a while or checked out the credits, but I think that might be around right. So I was really excited because, David Lynch doesn't really direct a lot of films anymore.
Doesn't direct anything.
In fact, he hasn't done one since Inland Empire, which came out fucking 10 years ago at least now.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, he's just kind of being weird, which sucks, man. Because I personally really enjoyed Inland Empire. I thought it was a fucking, oh my God, that was a trippy movie. But yeah, I'm straying off on another tangent here. But yeah, that had me excited, man. I'm really bummed out now that, they haven't come to contracts. Fucking contracts, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Bummed out.
Definitely.
That sucks, man, because I love David Lynch, man. He's great.
Yeah. So, moving on to some of the DVD announcements. Roadside, this is being put out by Image Entertainment. It's supposed to hit DVD and digital download April 14th of 2015. It is about a SUV that gets, stuck with the tree blocking their path, and, they find themselves being hostage on the side of the road. So, it sounds like some contained / road horror, which I'm a fan of, but it is Image, so we'll see.
You don't sound very stoked right now. You're just like, yeah, and it's road horror, which I'm a fan of. And...
Well, the reason I'm not super excited is because we've talked about this one on every stage of its development. So now we've got to the release point, and I'm like, yeah, I'm tired.
Kind of done with talking about it,
and just
like, yeah,
ready to see
this.
it, or just wait to see it, whatever. So let's just move on with that. And next up this is a funny announcement, and I wasn't even gonna. Normally when I see these, I just forget to write them down, but I just thought it was funny because the next Full Moon Blu-ray that's coming out is the Vampire Journals Street Date 7/21. But Jesus Christ, the Vampire Journals is one of their worst films.
Dude,
it's so boring.
It's like the spin-off film
of the subspecies
franchise. They actually released that one after part 3, and then they ended up releasing a part 4 in that series. But it throws people off to what the fuck's Vampire Journal?
Yeah, it's in the subspecies box set that Full Moon put out a few years ago, and it takes place with one of the lead characters in part 4. I believe it's been so long, but this is like a side story that happens before part 4. It's pretty not good. Like, seriously, it's pretty damn boring.
It's actually really shitty, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's pretty bad. JP, don't you have
3?
2 or 3 copies?
3. I knew where he was going with that.
Why do you have 3 copies?
I don't know.
I remember we were joking about this.
We
were trying to come. He was trying to figure it out one time. And he's like, "How the fuck do I have 3 copies of one of the worst
single
movies
editions or in box sets?"
I have one copy that came in the box set, which is it's in its own DVD case and stuff, and then I have another copy in a single release, the actual solo release version, and then I have another copy in a multi-pack.
Yeah.
But it's weird. So that's coming with an audio commentary by Ted Nicolai, who is pretty cool, and Charles Band. So that would be fun to hear him talk in general. He's always an amazing talker.
So what happened to Full Moon releasing a Blu-ray a month? Back? It was about 3 or 4 months ago. They started, they got back into the Blu-ray thing, and then Charles Band announced that they were going to release a Blu-ray a month. And it kind of got halted. I know they did not Castle Freak,
Subspecies?
Tourist Trap. And that thing was butchered to shit, and they released a cut version.
Yeah.
And then they released, I think Dr. Morbid. I think they released a couple more, but they were supposed to be releasing one a month.
Demonic Toys versus whatever.
Well, maybe they are releasing one a month.
But, if this one's released, I don't know. I just don't know what the newest or the latest releases are.
Because I did see one for Dollman and Demonic Toys recently, I thought. So.
Yeah, it's been out for a little bit, but they just haven't released one in a little. Oh no, they did the Trancers Blu-ray a couple months ago too, but I don't know. On that note, they actually said that they're going to release those the Jess Franco collection. The 10 films.
Yeah, that's right.
They're supposed to be releasing those apparently one a month starting in a few months, I believe, in October or something like that. I watched a little Charles Band vidcast video, and he said
he's been doing those for years.
Yeah, they've been coming out. It's coming out soon, but he's like, well, we just need some money. I'm like, what the fuck?
How do you not have money? You charge $78 to ship something. How do you not have money?
That's what I was thinking too, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that's Charles Band's money. Can't be dipping into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking asshole.
Dude, Charles Band, I respect what he's done. Even though it's ridiculous, he's stayed in this horror world, this cutthroat horror distribution world forever. And he's done it when other companies have shriveled up and died. So whatever he's doing.
He's always doing something. He's always keeping up with the now, like, you know, with Netflix being like the new movie store. He basically said, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have Full Moon streaming,"
and he's always done that, dude. He's always been either right there with the times or ahead of them.
So what, are we gonna get Full Moon 3D glasses or something that we put over our faces and we're submersed into the fucking Full Moon worlds?
Oh God, I hope not. But, you know, like, but Charles Band, he's cool though, man. Like he launches Full Moon streaming, but then he strikes a deal with, you know, like Blue Underground, and, you know, he gets all those cult types. So he's always kind of moving forward. He's always trying to, you know, do other things, and, you know,
yeah, he might just steal some money from you in the process. And
exactly.
That's cool. I'm okay with that, Charles Band.
You get Full Moon streaming with, you know, all these cult Blue Underground titles, but if you buy something from his website, you not only have to give him a check for $421 for shipping, you also have to give him a kidney, or some other, you know,
your left nut.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, though, if you can find Charles Band on a podcast, like if he's done an interview, the guy is amazing. Like, his knowledge on film is incredible. He knows so
doing
much,
this for 40 years, man.
And he'll tell stories of when he was a kid and his dad, and it's truly amazing. And that's why even though his business tactics are slightly shady at times and sometimes right out shady, I still am super interested in him as a person, and we bust his balls all the time on here. But he deserves it, so it's cool. I like Charles Band, man. I like the Full Moon.
It's just the Wizard video thing put a bad taste in my mouth, is all.
Yeah, those replicas. That was kind of the icing on the cake, though.
Why I like that? Yeah, if those
that really did bug me. That bugged me because he was charging $50 for these things and claiming they were real. That's like,
and
the
he stuck
shady
to
dude.
It though. They still sell them and stick to them that they're real.
But then again,
my thing is, I don't even know why people want them in the first place for that price.
Well,
even if they were real.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. they're nostalgic big box fucking I don't know. People, you get them on like the third party market or whatever, and they're way more than that.
It's literally a box.
Yeah. Oh no, I know what it is. I'm quite aware of what it is. But, it's like that whole nostalgic thing. I remember watching a video by Chris, actually. This was, when those things first came out and first got in it. He even said in the video, he's like, you know what? He goes, this is probably a fake, but I couldn't pass it up. I couldn't fucking pass up the big box of Zombie, because he collects Zombie editions, which is cool. Yeah. So when they put that out, he's like, well, fuck. He's like, I don't even give a shit if it's fake. It's still a really nice replica of the Zombie big box. And I thought that was, he just kind of said it right. He just kind of put it out there. He's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really fucking matter. I'm a collector, so it doesn't matter. So, but I thought that was kind of interesting, but I was like, damn, dude, that was like $50.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So then we have It, The Terror Beyond Space, and Peter Benchley's Creature. These are coming out through Olive. I don't know anything about either film, but they're going to be hitting Blu-ray.
The Creature is a TV miniseries I've learned from Matt.
Oh, really?
You and your horror movies. I know he's talked about this in videos before. I've actually never seen it myself. No, I've never seen it myself. But all I know is that it's a miniseries, so it's like 3 hours long or 4 hours long or whatever it is. But yeah, it's getting re-released actually, on Blu-ray.
But it's making. I thought it was making.
It's the uncut version too. What's that?
Isn't it making its Blu-ray debut?
Blu-ray debut, yeah. Okay. It's been released on DVD, I think, a couple times, because I know there's like the TV cut version, and then there's actually like the 2-disc kind of fully uncut version of the TV version. So, but I've seen, I think 2 people have posted the cover art on the group page this week, and they're 2 different ones. One of them was absolutely fucking hilariously bad. So fucking bad. And then the other one was pretty good, but I'm curious, man. I don't know. TV film that's like 4 hours long. Yeah. From the 90s.
Yeah.
All I could think of is like the Stand right now, or the Langoliers or something.
The 90s had some great TV miniseries though, so I can't judge it yet.
I think Matt's like he's a fan of it, but then he's a big fan of his really bad creature feature films and stuff, which I have no problem with. So am I.
Well,
so.
we should watch that one today then. Foreshadowing again.
He has watched Dark Hall. I already know his opinions on it.
All right, so that's it for news, unless you guys have something else that I missed. Jeremy?
Nope.
Wasn't there a couple Fright Rag announcements?
Oh, we're doing that. All right, Fright Rags going on this week. I don't know when it's coming out. There's no really announcements, but they're coming out with 2 Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 shirts and a Intruder shirt. There's no release dates yet, but stay tuned to Fright Rags to check those out. But 3 new shirts, and then right now they're probably sold out, but by the time you hear this, it probably definitely is sold out. They printed a 35th anniversary Friday the 13th T-shirt for some convention that was last weekend, and they had 300 left. So those are up on their website now. So if you want those, you probably should go get them. They still have small, medium, large, and extra larges up there as we speak now. But like I said, there's only 300 of them left. So if you want one, go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's Jason popping out of the water, Mrs. Voorhees in the foreground. It's a pretty cool shirt. I was close to ordering it, but I already have enough fucking shirts. So I really don't need any more. But yeah, that should do it for Fright Rags.
Okay, so also there was a bit of news that Jeremy shared with me, and that's why I initially threw it to him.
You want me to do
Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No, is announced. The title announced is Oh Hell No.
It's called Oh Hell No?
Yeah.
That made me
What I love about this news, man, I'm so distant from the news, and when I hear that shit, that's an honest reaction. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And it's I didn't know it either. That's why I was like, cool, Jeremy.
So good.
But it's going to be a 2-hour TV movie that premieres 8 p.m. Wednesday, July 22nd, smack dab in the summertime. That's pretty awesome. I don't know. I still haven't seen any of them.
2 hours?
2 hours of Sharknado.
Oh, hell no.
Tara Reid, David Hasselhoff.
That should be the tagline right there. 2 hours? Oh, hell no. That's fucking awesome. Oh, I can't wait for that shit, man. Oh, that just got me so excited. I'm giddy now.
Chris Jericho, I think, is in this as well. And Mark Cuban.
What was he doing in that?
What the fuck? Mark Cuban's in that movie?
As a cameo.
Why?
He's going to play the president.
Jerry Springer has a cameo.
Oh, that's totally good. That's a perfect role for Mark Cuban to be playing a president. Mm-hmm. That's great stuff.
Same with Jerry, man.
That's awesome. Cool stuff. And it's still got
Chris
the same cast
from NSYNC is also in this.
Jesus Christ, they're just really pulling out the big guns, aren't they?
They need to recoup after Dark Hall.
That is it for the news.
Alrighty, cool. All right, moving into mood swings here, and the DVD and Blu-ray releases for March 24th, 2015, and finally, after I believe 1 or 2 delays, I think
2 delays
one for
at
sure,
least.
two delays. Grindhouse Releasing is finally releasing the classic Lucio Fulci, The Beyond, on Blu-ray.
3-disc collector's set, glow in the dark.
And they just released a picture actually of the glow in the dark cover today, and it looked fucking badass, man.
Yeah, it looked cool.
It looked awesome. I was like, wow, that thing actually works. So that's really cool. But I know so many people are looking forward to this. This will actually be my 3rd copy on Blu-ray of The Beyond.
I saw some reviewers got it 3 weeks ago.
Really?
I'm not going to name who, but
that's probably they always send out press copies.
Yeah, but it's like
early.
this was before it was announced that it was going to be delayed.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the classic Beyond coming out from Grindhouse, definitely everybody needs to go out and buy 2 copies. I don't know why you need to buy 2 copies, but support Grindhouse. They're doing good things.
Can't do it's not an Oscar film.
2 copies, just saying. I'll buy 1 copy.
Well, of course. Next up from Arrow Video, I believe this is their 2nd release, Arrow America, I should say, and it is Blind Woman's Curse. This is a film I actually don't really know anything about. I don't even know if it's actually a horror film, to be honest, but it's Arrow Video. If you're a fan, support.
This one's only $25.29.
Oh, such a great deal. What a bargain.
Yeah, the Arrow videos, when the pre-orders first came out, they were like, anywhere from 27 to like 35 or $40. It was ridiculous. I was like, holy fuck, man. It would have been cheaper to import the Region 2 versions from the UK for fuck's sakes, man.
Yeah. I mean, they'll drop, dude. As soon as people don't buy them, they'll drop.
Yeah.
Just like the UK ones.
They definitely will be dropping. Next up here is a film called Cell Count. I don't really know anything about this one. I got to say the cover art's actually pretty damn cool. Released by Parade Deck Films. And this one is going for under $10 on Blu-ray. That is crazy. On Amazon.com. You don't see too many new releases for under $10 on Blu-ray.
Is this a new film?
I believe not. I don't think so. Like I said, I don't know anything. I really don't know anything about it, but I'm assuming it takes place in a jail and it's kind of badass gang shit. I don't know.
Judging by the Pipashaw machine gun, it looks maybe Russia.
Even better.
Yeah.
That's just going to be batshit crazy then. All right. So moving along, we've got another Blu-ray release here this is from Image. Image is releasing this. And I was actually just thinking about this yesterday, which is strange, that Image doesn't release a lot of Blu-rays, do they? It's really strange. They don't release a lot of Blu-rays. So obviously they release everything on DVD because, and that is Digging Up the Marrow, the new Adam Green film, which is being released on Image, like I said, which that's really cool, man, because I think the only Image Blu-ray I actually have in my entire collection is Reanimator.
Well, I know that Image.
Strange.
I think Image has released a few of Adam Green's films on Blu-ray. I think The Last Hatchet was Image.
Yeah, no, Dark Sky.
Oh, Dark Sky. Oh, maybe I'm tripping.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I really don't have any Image Blu-rays. It's very odd. But
Frozen was Anchor Bay. Hatchet was Dark Sky.
Yeah, and this one's actually, if you guys have not pre-ordered this, or if you're willing to buy this, if you're wanting to buy this film on Amazon.com, it's actually going for $12.99 right now, which is a really, really good price for a brand new Blu-ray.
But I would recommend buying it on Adam Green's website for more, but the money goes directly to him, and it's signed. Yeah, so that's always a way to help the filmmaker if you want to. But if you don't, I mean, still buying it helps the filmmaker.
I seen the exhausted pictures of Adam Green signing. It's like stacks of fucking covers in front of him. Oh my god, I was like, that's brutal.
Fucking 22 shots, assholes. Making me sign all these copies.
Next up here
fucking
is
Mexican and that Jew and that big bearded asshole.
The big bearded Austrian. Yeah. So we've got this is actually a pretty interesting pack. I know this was announced a while ago, finally coming out, but the Andy Milligan Grindhouse Experience triple pack, which features the Ghastly Ones, Gru the Mad Monk, and The Body Beneath. I know the Ghastly Ones because it was a video nasty, which it probably should have never been a video nasty. I actually reviewed it one time. Pretty cool set though. All the films are on one disc, so that kind of puts a little damper in things. But I don't know if you like Andy Milligan, he's actually not really the greatest filmmaker, but he makes some pretty entertaining low budget shitty films from like the 60s and 70s and stuff. So if you're into that, check it out. Pretty cheap. So. Next up, we got a film called, of course this has to come out because
it's a ghostly.
Whatever. Like, I mean, they had to go this way. Ebola Zombies.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure that's not the only Ebola zombie film.
Yeah. It probably isn't. And of course, Wild Eye Releasings is putting this out. They are just dropping so much shit lately, man. Like they're putting out a lot of films, and actually, there's a couple more releases coming up that have from this week by Wild Eye, but that's Ebola Zombies if you're interested. Now this next title is an interesting one because this was originally supposed to be released by Scream Factory on Blu-ray, and they unfortunately couldn't get a good negative, or apparently all the prints that they kept finding were shitty and they couldn't put together the whole film, or there was a bunch of shit. They probably should have never announced it before they had those. We've had this conversation a million times, but fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how, depends on how you want to look at this, Cheesy Flicks is putting out Hellhole. And wow, the price on Amazon.com is $14.95 for this. That's insanity.
Is that a lot or little?
Dude,
$14.95 for
they release
Cheesy Flicks?
The Legend of Boggy Creek?
Yeah, they've released that one.
Yeah, that transfer was terrible. So
but all the transfers of that movie are shitty. There's no good transfers. And actually, the Cheesy Flicks one is actually the best transfer of that film.
Yeah.
If you look on reviews, everyone says the Cheesy Flicks one is the best. So just go.
Somebody told me that they're like normally pretty bad transfers, Cheesy Flicks.
Yeah. Well, they use a lot of VHS transfers and stuff, but I mean, there is like no good masters of Legend Body Creek from what I've heard. Every review I've ever seen is like they all kind of look the same, so just kind of shitty. But who knows? I mean, if you're willing to fork out the cash or whatever, if you really want to see Hellhole, it is getting released, so that's actually kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. I think I want to check it out because that's one film that I was
not for
super
$15
disappointed.
Though.
No, I don't think I'll be paying $15 for that either.
I guess that answers my question.
Another release here from Wild Eye Releasing, like I said, called Memory Lane. Another film I don't really know anything about, but it is Wild Eye. And lately, for me, they've been a little hit and miss. When Wild Eye first started releasing stuff, they were releasing some really cool stuff, but really far apart. And now they're just dropping shit left and right. So I don't know.
Horror Talk says it's a remarkable piece of cinema and gives it 5 stars.
I saw that too, and I was like,
Horror Talk? Means so much.
Who's that? All right, so next up here is I believe this is actually this is from Whacked Movies, and it's called Revolution 666.
Oh, next.
Oh, yeah. The tagline on this one he is the walrus, and it's a dude in a walrus mask holding a fucking knife.
Yeah, but the tusks look like they are knives.
And they're not. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
That's stupid.
Yeah. No way, man. That's fucking gnarly. See, I want to shape I'm gonna shave in my handlebar mustache and shape it like knives.
Yeah, awesome. Like if he runs around killing people with his face, that might be funny. Like if he
just headbutts everybody, but he has to run with his chin up because his fucking knives are on his chin, so he has to like run like this and just go.
That would make for the most awkward killings ever, though. Okay, next up here is a film called The Shattering, and it is released by Leo Mark Studios. I don't know, it's like a werewolf film, I guess. It says survival means you're next. I don't know.
I'm skipping that one.
Man, it's going for $7.19 on Amazon. That's pretty damn cheap. And then we've got another one here from Unearthed Films, which has been, they've been pretty busy lately too, dropping a lot of films, which is pretty cool because they drop some pretty interesting things. And this one's called Visceral. Well, it's Unearthed. I don't really know what to expect from this one, but it says Between the Ropes and Madness. Of Madness? Or is that?
Yeah,
that's the tagline.
Visceral, Between the Ropes of Madness.
So it kind of almost looks like an S&M thing on the cover. I don't know. It's Unearthed, man. You never know what you're gonna get with those guys. Yeah. They released some pretty fucked up shit.
$21.95 pre-order.
They're always expensive, though.
Yeah, Unearthed is always overpriced, man. It's ridiculous. Next up here from, I think this is like an independent film. You can get it on Amazon.com, and it's called The Sins of Dracula. I kind of like the cover's not the greatest, but I like what they did with the crosses and the bite marks in the neck. Kind of looks cool. They made some upside down crosses with some blood. I don't know. It's $10. $10. Got some cheap ass DVDs here this week.
$10, but you won't pay $15 for Hellhole, but you'll pay $10 for that.
Oh, I'm not going to pay $10 for that. I'm just saying it's $10. Next up here, I think this is from Wild Eye. Wild Eye releasing a film called Frankenstein's Hungry Dead. The cover is fucking so funny.
It's like a Frankenstein zombie.
Yeah, Frankenstein zombie, man, and it's actually under 10. It's $9.99 too, so that's actually pretty interesting for Wild Eye. I don't know. That one looks pretty shitty, but next up we got a film called Blackwoods. This is an Uwe Boll film, and I believe Olive is releasing this one.
Yeah, I think I have it, and Jeremy has it, but he doesn't have it. I still have it, but it's his. But
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Hopefully I'll see it by the end of 2017.
Because these fucking dickheads get screeners, and I don't. Because
dude, I live in
the foreign land of Canada, and they don't ship up to Canada.
Got him one screener from JP.
It was a hell of a screener, though.
That was a good one, yeah.
So Blackwoods, I don't know, it's Uwe Boll, so you never know what you're going to get. It's probably shitty, but who knows? I'm just assuming. Can't judge a book by its cover, can you? This one right here made me laugh, though. This one's from Push Worldwide, and it's called Mutant Vampire Zombies from the Hood. Yep. E. Thomas Howell in it, man. I'm
gonna have
Hood movies.
I'm gonna have to grab it because it's a Hood film, and collecting those.
So, how many Hood films do you have, JP?
I think I have most of them, but I think I have almost all of the ones that
he actually has a couple I don't have.
Yeah, like Hood Rat, which was like Willard in the Hood. It's literally Willard in the Hood.
I reviewed that film on Rat
Of
Week.
course, one that I don't have is Tales from the Hood. Somebody release a Blu-ray of it, God damn it.
The best one.
Pretty much the only one that's worth watching.
Actually, Gangs of the Dead I don't have.
I have that one.
But, yeah.
It's I have the VHS of Tales from the Hood, so that's been lasting me my entire childhood until now. So Mutant Vampires from the Hood, from the writer of the Sharknado trilogy.
I wonder if he wrote Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah, because it's of the Sharknado trilogy. Trilogy means 3, Jamie.
So when I was looking at these releases earlier, like pre-show, I was looking at I clicked on this one and I saw the thing on the bottom that says from the writer of the Sharknado trilogy, and I started laughing so hard, and I'm like, there isn't even a fucking third one. I said to myself, I started laughing, and when you announced that, that's why I started laughing so hard. I was like, oh, now this tagline makes sense. Like, what the fuck? But man, I don't know. This movie's got to be badass. Totally right.
Yeah.
And then I think that is it. That is actually it for the releases. So a little bit this week. I don't know if anyone's interested in any of those,
probably
except for the Beyond.
The best contemporary there is Digging Up the Marrow, and then probably the release of the week for non-contemporary is definitely the Beyond.
Definitely the Beyond. But yeah, Wild Eye being really busy. I am curious about Hellhole. I really don't want to pay those prices. I wonder what the price is on Cheesy Flicks, though, if they're selling it on their website, because they're usually really cheap on the website. So, but that cell count, though, that does look pretty intriguing, I have to say. So, but yeah, so that's going to do it for the DVD and Blu-ray releases for March 24th, 2015. Yeah. All right. So moving along, I believe that we actually have a bunch of voicemails / questions this week. Don't we, JP?
Yeah. So first up, we'll hop into one of 5 voicemails.
Hey guys, Derek here. I was wondering if you guys ever thought of doing a few Hammer or Amicus titles for future reviews. Was wondering your thoughts on those companies. They all made great films, in my opinion. Also, if you guys were stuck on a desert island and the only video store carried only the worst films you've ever seen, which one would you choose to watch? Hope to hear back from you guys, and be wicked pisser. And also, you don't have to go to Texas to have a chainsaw massacre.
That is true. You don't. Of course, the tagline from My Big Pieces, right?
Yeah. Good stuff.
So
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right?
It never gets old, man. So good.
So the first thing that he asked was, what do you guys feel like about doing some Hammer or Amicus films for featured reviews?
For the lack of a better joke, I've been trying to put the hammer down on these young boys. We've talked about it. I don't know why it never fully materialized in doing Hammer and Amicus stuff. I'm a really, really fucking big fan of Amicus. I love Amicus films.
You know what?
I think I'm missing 1 or 2 out of every one they've ever released. I'm such a huge fan of their film. They did a lot of really awesome anthology films, which I all know that you guys like too. So we should really cover those. But as for Hammer, fuck, man, there's like endless we could do, really. Well, but yeah, I would push for it for sure.
Well, we have most of the rest of this season scheduled already, but next season we could definitely throw in a Amicus or Hammer show and maybe pick like 3 films and review those for featured reviews. I'd be down with that. I just watched Dracula's Risen from the Grave, which I believe was Hammer, and I was into it, so I want to check out more.
Yeah, I think that
Dr. Terror's House of Horror.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We will do it. How about that? It's not even maybe. We will.
No, I was just gonna say that. I'm like, what do you mean we might?
Yeah.
I mean, after the show, we will mark it into a date. Like we pre-plan actually pretty. We're kind of. I don't know what the word is for it, but it's pretty.
I'm
funny
excited for the summer, man.
Yeah, we got some great shows planned coming up. Especially the show next week is a pretty good one as well.
Next week, and then the show in August. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones, and I'm looking forward to next season because there's endless possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking we might have to put the kibosh on doing these contemporary Screen Factory films that they keep turning out like this.
Yeah.
But anyways, for featured reviews. But
I see a Hall of Pain coming. Hall of Pain.
We'll save that conversation for a different time. But yeah, honestly, Derek, I think that Hammer and Amicus is a must, and we will actually mark it in the calendar. Maybe not, the specific date, but we will mark it down, and we'll definitely do that. There's lots of things that we just, we want to do, but we only do a show a week, so it's, might have to wait a little bit, but it'll be coming. So
yeah, so that just goes to show you guys, you want it, and we provide. So
you have to call in.
Yeah,
exactly.
See how easy that was?
Yep.
And the second question obviously was, if you was on a desert island and there was one video store, but they only carried the worst movies that you've seen, what would you rent?
Now, I love this idea that there's actually a movie store on a desert island.
Yeah.
A deserted island. I fucking love that. That's so cool.
But do they have 2 movies for $1.50 each? Is the question.
No, it's like an
chances
old
are
video.
it's a family video.
I hope it's a family video. That'd be dope.
It's a family video, but it's old school, and they haven't got to that stage where they're selling their shit off for cheap yet.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's just not good. I don't know who wants to go first on this one.
Well, I know for damn sure I'm not renting Beneath the Mississippi. That's for sure. I mean, honestly, maybe I honestly don't know, because it's like
God, that's a tough question.
If I pick something like Troll or Troll 2, those could be enjoyable to watch over and over again, even though they're bad. But out of the ones that are like the worst, where I would never want to watch over again ever, it's like, okay, which poisonous drink do you want to drink and, shit all night? I don't know. They're all pretty much shitty to me, so I'll just flip a coin, I guess. I can't see any redeemable value in any of the ones that I've given 2, maybe Warlock 3. Fuck it. Warlock 3.
Warlock 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of some of the ones that we've really rated shitty, and Entity comes to mind.
Are you going to pick Entity?
No.
I don't think I could ever bring myself to even think about watching that movie again. That movie is such a raging piece of shit.
I think that's the only movie you gave a 1.
Oh, it's fucking bad. It's just an abomination for a film.
Well, what about The Woman? You gave that a 4.
Well, yeah, I really don't care for The Woman that much at all. But, like I said, though, The Woman's not a bad film. I didn't care for it. There's a difference between a bad film and not liking a film, right?
Yeah.
Jeremy gives The Exorcist a 6.
And a half. 6.5.
6.5. So, which we still always kind of laugh about. But whatever, that's his own opinion. That's just what it is to him. So, I don't know, man. This is a fucking hard question, man. I think basically, without being too specific with titles, but if they had anything from, the 50s, sci-fi horror, monster flicks and stuff, because a lot of those movies are so fucking bad, but they're insanely enjoyable to watch. I don't know. Anything like that.
Pick one, Moodz.
Yeah, it has to be one of the worst you've ever seen, though.
Be here for 8
that's
hours.
why it's so hard. That's why I went with Warlock 3, because it is one of the worst films that I've seen. Or a witch, the ones that Charlie Band did. Damn it, those ones. Those are pretty bad. Oh, Killjoy. That's another one. That's one of the worst films I've ever seen. But I could probably watch it a couple times.
Killjoy is a raging piece of shit, though. It really is. That's got to be. We've talked about this before, but that has to be one of the weirdest franchises.
Yeah, they get better with every one.
Yeah, it's so strange. I don't know, man. Let me think on this. Jeremy, you go.
Jeremy, quit doing whatever you're doing, too.
That's Moodz, you fucking asshole.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm not doing anything either.
Okay, well, answer the question.
I swear on my Oscar-loving life, I was not doing anything. Well, I definitely would not be renting Wonderland, that's for sure. And definitely wouldn't be renting Pork Chop 2 or Clown Hunt or Bloody Homecoming. I'm going to have to go with Leprechaun 4.
That's a cop out, because that movie that's not one of the worst films you've ever seen, is it?
No, but it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, it's bad, but I would love to have Leprechaun 4.
Okay, wait.
That I can watch.
All right. Let me think now. Bad movies that I would want to watch. But you picked Warlock 3.
Warlock 3.
It
still cracks me up.
Halloween Resurrection wouldn't be too bad.
Okay, so yours is Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, I'll go with Halloween
Resurrection.
Interesting question, because it really is hard, because
Moodz
it's not
answer.
It's not a bad movie that you would pick. It's one of the worst that you've seen that you have to pick. So it's like, what's less the worst? What's like not quite as the worst as everything else?
Yeah.
Pick one, Moodz.
I don't know, man. One of the first things that comes to my mind actually is Ginger Dead Man 3. That movie sucks so bad.
Is that Passion of the Crust or Night of the Cleaver or whatever?
Saturday Night Cleaver. Saturday Night. For some fucking reason, man, that movie's fucking terrible, but it's actually kind of funny to watch. So if that was sitting on the shelf, I would probably have to go with that piece of shit. I don't know why I even thought of that, but
yeah. Well, it's kind of like Killjoy, I guess.
It's a really, I guess so. Maybe that's what triggered it. But yeah, it's a really bad film. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong film, that movie just sucked.
God.
I got really no enjoyment out of it. But, Saturday Night Cleaver, yeah. I would definitely pop that in for sure. Fun stuff, so.
Okay, so the second voicemail here.
Hey guys, it's Joey. I'm a first-time caller. I just want to say, love the show. Watch it every week. And my question for you guys is, I was wondering what your favorite poster artwork is. Me personally, I really like the House poster, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space poster, and The Burning. So, would love to hear what you guys think. And keep on going with awesome episodes.
Thank you, Joey. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling. That's
First
really
time
awesome.
Caller. I like to hear that.
I do too.
Take note, people. First time caller, he wasn't afraid.
Yeah. He was not. So, Moodz, what's your favorite artwork?
Well, mine's actually kind of a tie. We were kind of discussing this earlier, but mine's theoretically a tie between the video Dead and Fright Night, the original Fright Night artwork. It's probably a lot to do with nostalgic thing too, like seeing that standee. I've told this story
really good
times.
Artwork.
I remember seeing the standee in the video store when it came out when I was a kid, and I remember walking in and seeing this fucking thing that was like fucking twice the size of me at the time. And just being like, holy shit, man, that's fucking awesome. And it just burnt in my mind. But I love that cover art too. And I know JP was like completely astonished that I said the video Dead, but it has like everything I love, TV, awesome looking zombies, but the color scheme's amazing. I love the art on that. It's pretty cool shit. So those are my choices. It's kind of a tie. So I'm always cheating.
Yeah.
Right? I guess that's what us Canadians do. We cheat, but that's what I'm going with. So what about you guys?
Well, me, I don't think I have like a bona fide favorite artwork where I'm like, yep, that's my favorite. But I do really like the Pumpkinhead artwork, the original artwork where like it's Pumpkinhead's like hand on like with the finger in the girl's face and stuff.
Ooh.
I don't know, something about that one always just kind of intrigued me. And probably my favorite next to that might be my actual favorite, and that's the TCM2 artwork, because when I was a kid, I didn't realize it was spoofing The Breakfast Club, but it was still scary to me. So once I found out that it was a joke, I'm like, oh, that's funny. But I just love that artwork. It's great.
Nice. Boo. I'm saying boo on your choices, though.
You don't like Pumpkinhead?
I'm just joking, man. I'm just busting your balls because you're busting my balls. When I said
you like that artwork, though?
I told him, he's like, I like the Video Dead, and he's like, what? He's like, what?
Maniac. That's a great artwork.
Maniac is actually like my number two.
That can't be because it's mine. So, Jeremy, what's yours?
I think I brought this up. We talked about this before. Dead Alive is one of my favorite ones. It's simple, but it's a really interesting and good one. It's fun, and I always remember the skeleton in the girl's mouth. That's always been inscribed in my mind, like you guys been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And the cover art to Dolls is pretty fucking good. Also, it's another one that I remember from the VHS days.
I've always liked Children of the Corn, the first one. I've always liked that artwork for some reason. Is anybody else got any more that are awesome?
I like the hobo with the shotgun cover.
Oh man, there's tons of great ones, man. I mean, fucking everything from the 80s was just outstanding. Well, not everything from the 80s, but you know, so many fucking good ones.
Worst cover art.
Oh,
anything from the 90s.
Anything generic with that fucking scream
or the gas mask.
Influenced covers, man. Like
it's the floating heads. Usually like one like interlayered or like in a pattern of some sort, like a slash downward, and then it has their names. Like that's it. That's the cover art of the 90s. So awful. We've talked about it before, but it really just annoys me.
Yeah, those are the fucking they're awful. So bad. I don't know.
So I guess we'll move on to the next voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Brandon calling. It's about midnight on Thursday, so I'm a little tired, but I thought I'd call in and ask what you guys' top 5 favorite human serial killers in films are. I don't know, this one's a tough one because you can kind of, there's really an endless supply, but for me, my top 5, Patrick Bateman, Anton Sugar, Norman Bates.
You could do it.
Actually trying to think on the spot. Number 4. After number 2, sorry. Number 2 would have to be
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Jigsaw. And number 1
if he would have said Leatherface, that would have been so perfect.
I think you said Hannibal Lecter for the last one.
Probably my favorite movie of all time. If not, definitely my top 5. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys have a good week. I'll talk to you next week.
There's a follow-up voicemail, so just hold up a sec.
Hey guys, just wanted to throw in one more honorable mention. The Collector. Definitely 2 of my favorite films. I wish they would continue that. I was going to put Chrome Skull also on the list, but I don't know if he's human or not. So, yeah. All right.
It's a pretty good question, actually.
So Brandon actually did leave a post on Facebook that said he was really tired when he called that and really didn't think it through. So, obviously we found it pretty funny. But,
I'm just going to take
it's in good spirit. Yeah, we're not like making fun of him or anything.
I'm just going to take it that he was really. No, he's saying that he was tired. He was really high.
Yeah, it sounded like he was really high, right?
He was really fucking blazed. He's like number 4. I mean number 2, man.
He's high on Oscar love.
Yeah, so we always appreciate the call from Brandon. He is a regular caller, so we'll take your voicemail if it's bad like that or good like the other ones you've left. But it was definitely funny and gave us a laugh.
Yeah.
So what's some of the picks? I mean, honestly, my favorite's absolutely Psycho, The Killer in Psycho.
Norman Bates is actually...
Norman Bates is great.
I said Psycho, so you didn't spoil the movie.
Oh, come on! You fucking... Is that a joke?
Spoiling what? The fucking
Psycho.
movie's 50 fucking 60 years old, man. Shit.
But with the resurgence of Bates Motel, a lot of people still don't know. I'm serious. I've been talking to a lot of people at work and stuff.
That's fucked. Serial killers in films. Yeah. I mean, Norman Bates. Well, he said another one of my favorite ones, which is Patrick Bateman. I've talked about how much I've talked about my love for American Psycho. I love that film so much. I don't know, man. I guess like you can lump in, obviously serial killers with slasher flicks, right? I mean,
yeah, as long as they're human.
Yeah. I would have to go with Frank Zito then. He takes out some people. I mean, man, there's just no doubt in my mind Frank Zito would be part of that. I don't know, man. There's like a million, this is kind of just off the top of the head, but what about you guys? Those are the first three that come to my mind or three of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely Hannibal Lecter's a decent one. He's, obviously very popular and stuff, but I would definitely go with Norman as my number one for sure. But, Maniac, Frank Zito definitely is up there. Not really sure if...
Go Mark Lewis from Peeping Tom.
That's probably a good one. I've never seen the film. But, I actually don't really care for American Psycho that much.
Uh-oh. Let's get ready to rumble. Ding, ding.
I actually just tuned that complete phrase out.
Well, I don't really care for it that much.
I just have no idea how someone couldn't like that movie. It actually blows my fucking mind. It has some of the most tantalizing dialogue in it. It just the way that whole movie's executed is so perfect, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Like the dialogue alone, like you don't even need anything else. It's just like, it's so good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't really want to get into a discussion about that. We should actually get into a discussion about that one time.
He goes from I don't want to get into a discussion about it to we should get into a discussion about it.
Well, no, because I thought about that for a brief moment and I was like, wait a minute, this might be a really good discussion.
Yeah. Honestly, I know that it's good. Like, I know that the reasons why it's good. So my argument against the film would actually probably be not... It would be actually for the film, probably. I don't connect with it. I see why it's good and why people like it, but I just have never connected with it. So, it's more, that one's more personal. My rating would probably still be pretty high, but it's just not a film that I'll ever really revisit unless we're covering it. But yeah, that would be an interesting one to talk about though. But my final, human serial killers would probably be the Firefly family or
I was thinking
Otis.
the same thing right after. I was thinking the exact same thing, the Firefly family.
Yeah.
Family.
Otis is pretty fucking badass.
Otis is fucking major badass.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, did you have any more to add?
Norman Bates for sure. Mark from Peeping Tom. Otis is pretty badass. That's a good choice. That's about it.
Okay, so on to the final voicemail, which is from Matt.
Hey guys, this is Matt here. Got another question for you for the show. VHS, the nice good anthology films. They just put up the last one viral. I know how you guys all feel about it, but after watching it and people's posts on the Facebook page, I had a question what you guys thought. If you could make your own perfect VHS movie by taking certain clips or certain little mini movies from parts 1, 2, and 3 and making your own VHS movie with 5 shorts, which 5 shorts would they be from which VHS movies? Alright guys, thanks. Have a good one. Later.
Okay, so Matt wants to know if we could make one VHS movie out of the 3, what would we include? I guess I'll go first. I would definitely go with the original segment in the first film with the succubus.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's for sure the prime piece of the film. And then I would pick the cult.
Yeah, me too.
Segment from the second film. I would probably go with the alien segment from the second film.
We have the same exact thing. It's fun.
Yeah, and the Ty West segment I would actually keep, and the happened to whoever when she was young segment with the,
I like the eyeball
first film.
one. I was gonna go with the succubus short from the first film, the cult short from the second film, Jason Eisner's Alien short from the third film, from the second film. Sorry, nothing's from the third film. Then I picked the Eye short, the first short, and from the second film. Oh my god, I can't talk.
You're
and
a mess.
Then, I don't know.
So the succubus one, was that Amateur Night? Was that the name of the short in that one?
Yeah.
I don't really remember any of the other ones in the first.
I think that's what it was called, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the third one in the first one besides Ty West and the succubus?
I picked the short where it's about the Skype call with.
Oh, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Twist ending. I really like that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to go with the Amateur Night. The ones from VHS 2, of course, being the what the fuck is that one called, man? The cult one.
We'll just call it the cult one.
The cult one, and then the alien one, of course, which is fucking. Those ones back to back are just phenomenal.
Yeah,
Absolutely love those, man. The succubus one's amazing. Yeah, pretty much the exact same ones. I think those are really the standout. Pretty much actually the same as JP, but you know, I'll definitely wouldn't keep Ty West around. I think just having 3 or 4 is probably good enough, you know, to make up the perfect
Ty West
VHS
was
viral.
Good. I don't know what the hell you was watching.
VHS is not viral, but
I would
what
not
do you mean?
put any from viral in mine.
No. I'll take the 2 best ones from VHS 2, in my opinion. And yeah, I think what is the
fuck viral, man?
I can't remember any of the fucking titles of these, man. But yeah, I don't know. Man, viral, I know, right?
The Saturday the 25th or whatever that one was. That one's the worst out of the first 2 films. So I could pretty much take anything besides that and the zombie one from the second film.
I don't like this.
And mix and match between the shorts.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. So cool.
Yeah, so that's all the voicemails, but we did have one other thing. A guy, Corey, left us an email that said, "Hey guys, I've been catching up on all the past podcasts. Best horror podcast in my opinion. Makes my day go by at work a lot faster. But anyways, what's the voicemail number?" Jeremy?
Why do you put me in this spot?
You better remember the voicemail.
Why do I have to remember the voicemail?
That is your job. You remember the voicemail.
I know the last 4
anytime
digits.
I should be able
I know it's
to be like
6665.
I should be able
724 426 6665.
Okay.
665.
Once again, 724 426 6665.
Okay. It's also everywhere else you could find it. It's in the description, it's on the website, it's everywhere. So
yeah, in my videos I leave all the links in there too, so the number should be in there.
Yeah, but I'm glad that you enjoy our podcast, and I'm glad that you listen to it at work, you know, because why not? You're at work. There's nothing else to do. So thank you. And Moodz, you got a Corners report, I assume.
Yes. Moving along to the Corners report of weird stats and morbid facts, courtesy of course, Rue Morgue magazine. Today's morbid fact is coming from the issue 113 of July 2011. This is the one with the troll hunter on the cover.
Good movie.
Yes, really good film. I don't even remember if this was in the documentary, but it probably was. So most people probably already know this one. But I literally just looked at this list and picked out this one instantly. So I'm sure JP already knows this fact. But for the people out there that don't, it's kind of cool. Wes Craven chose the colors of Freddy Krueger's sweater red and green after reading that these 2 hues are the hardest for the human eye to register when placed beside each other. I can't remember that. They probably talk about that in the documentary. But I think it's a really interesting fact, though, man, because that's really fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, right? It's like, it's hard to see and it's Freddy and I don't know. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's sort of like blue and orange. Those colors kind of offset like that sometimes, I believe.
But I like that he took the time to figure something like that out.
Well, but that's what I love about early Craven is you see a lot of that in his films where he'll read something and then he incorporates it into his film. He's not necessarily looking for it.
The whole storyline to Nightmare on Elm Street was taken from a story that he read.
Yeah, and not only that, but I mean, I believe some of the inspiration from The People Under the Stairs came from reading about these people that were abducting children and stuff. I mean, he did that a lot,
Yeah, and just putting his own spin on things.
There's plenty of other examples, and even today that still happens. Adam Green came up with the idea for Frozen after seeing something similar on the news one day. Like that seems to be where. It's what life imitating art, imitating life. The cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's great. I love that about early Craven though, and I feel like that he's gotten away from that in like all of his last films.
Well, he's also really old now too, so he has that smell.
Yeah.
Smell like piss.
I don't know what that has to do with not reading things anymore, but. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's the Coroner's Report, and that's going to conclude Mood Swings. Alrighty, so moving along into the WWW portion of the show, which is what we watched this week. And who wants to start us off?
Jeremy.
Fucking asshole, man. Every week.
Jeremy, you're number one. You're number one.
Yeah, you're number one in my heart.
What am I going to talk about first? Okay, let's talk about a French film from the year 1929 titled Un Chien Andalou, which is a pretty influential horror film with sort of horror / fantasy. It has horror elements in it for sure. It's directed by Salvador Dali. Well, it's co-directed. One of the directors is Salvador Dali. So if you know anything about Salvador Dali and his artwork, then you know the weird surrealist type of imagery you're going to get with his type of work.
It's interesting. I never knew that he directed any films or co-directed.
Yeah. So this film is highly influential because it is known for having the scene with a guy holding open a woman's eye and slashing it with a razor blade.
Oh, I've seen this film.
Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yeah, because I remembered hearing about that scene, and they're like, it looks like it actually was just the eyeball slit open with a razor blade and not some kind of effect. So I went and watched it for that reason years ago.
Do you know what it is, though, right? Do you know what the actual trick is?
No. What is it?
Okay, if you actually look at the film, if you watch the scene and you look at the film, you could actually see that it's actually a cow, and they did a really fast cut of the from the girl. And if you pause it, you could see like the hair of the cow and stuff like that, and you can obviously see it's a cow. But if you're watching it at normal speed, you really can't notice that it's a cow. But but it's an actual eyeball getting slashed, but it's just a cow instead of the.
It's actually quite interesting because I don't think I mentioned this last week when I was talking about Thriller: A Cruel Picture. There's a scene in the film where the main character gets her eye gashed out with a razor blade. Now, it has been rumored, for years and years that they actually used a real corpse in that scene, and it's obviously the shot is really close up, and you can tell it's not fake. Like it's really close up. But apparently they used like a real corpse, and they took an not exacto knife, like a surgical knife, and just like slit down the eye. Yeah. And it's really slow, but apparently they used a real body for that. And I was like, oh my God. And when you watch the film, it's fucking gnarly, dude. Mm-hmm. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, but this film came out in like 1929. So I could imagine like, oh man, when people saw that, they must have fucking lost their shit. But, that's obviously a huge metaphor for, we're going to slash your vision and all that. We're going to slash the way you look at this kind of movie. It's a huge, huge metaphor. That's what the film's known for. Definitely that one sequence. But as the film goes on, it's your typical surrealist film. If anybody of you guys out there know anything about the surrealist movement that was going on in the late 20s, they were all about sexual undertones and Freudian subconscious metaphors and stuff like that. That was their main thing. And the movie that I talked about last week, The Seashell and the Clergyman, which is a really, really fucking, really gnarly film. That's also a surrealist film, and that film definitely has some sexual undertones. So this film, the main character, the main male character, definitely has some huge sexual frustration, and he pretty much rapes this girl, and through jump cuts and things like that. You could it's innuendo, but you have to just imagine what's actually going on, and you could tell that what he was going on, that this guy's fantasizing about raping this girl. So it's a weird fucking movie, and the ending is extremely weird. It's 15 minutes at the most, 15, 16 minutes. It's not very long. I don't think it could carry on like Cecil and the Clergyman could for 40 minutes, but for what it is, at 16 minutes, it's at the perfect length. And like I said, it's highly influential for that opening sequence. And there's tits and ass in this movie also. Like I talked last week with the Cecil and the Clergyman, there's bare tits in it, and this one also has some tits and ass. So for 1929, quite controversial, but not as much Cecil and the Clergyman. But this one, like I said, it's the most well-known representation of surrealist filmmaking, and it's actually really well done and interesting. Like I said, I don't like it as much as Cecil and the Clergyman, to be completely honest, but it's definitely a film everybody should see because it's highly influential. So I'm gonna give that one a 7.5 out of 10.
Cool.
How long was that thing? Like 14, 15 minutes long?
15, 16 minutes.
It's a short. That's why I remembered watching it. I was really into short films at the time, and I remember hearing a episode of a podcast where they talked about eye horror, and they mentioned Fulci Zombie and I think the New York Ripper, maybe. I'm not sure. I've never seen that, but and then they mentioned the film that Jeremy just talked about, and I checked it out, and I was like, oh, I can't watch that stuff.
I'm surprised they didn't bring up Thriller, man.
They probably did. It was
fucking vicious,
years ago when I watched this, or listened to that podcast. But I guess I'm next. The Blood Beast of Terror from 1968. I'm gonna read an IMDb synopsis. A scientist working with genetics creates a creature that is capable of transforming back and forth between a giant death head moth and a beautiful woman. The creature masquerades as his daughter when she is in her human incarnation and feeds on the blood of her victims when she is in her moth form. For some reason, I thought this film was about a bat. So that just goes to show you how much I was into this one. It's very, very creepingly slow. It's very boring. The editing is bad. The storytelling is bad. I really didn't like anything about this film, and I could barely focus on it, to be honest. So I can't say that I was fully invested into it, and I will say that the creature looked pretty awful, and I give it a 2 out of 10. So,
really? 2 out of 10. I haven't watched it yet. I actually just picked it up, but
you will probably like it more than me.
Is it? Well, it's the same director that he did the same director did the whole trilogy. That's the middle one in the trilogy.
Oh, really?
Brides of Blood is the first one.
Oh, so I just skipped Brides of Blood and went straight to this. I didn't even know that.
That's actually the third film in the trilogy. The second one is can't remember the title right now, but it's the same director. So I was wondering, because the first film, Brides of Blood, it's pretty slow. It's pretty cheesy and stuff.
Brides of Blood, but I didn't know that was the second film in the trilogy, or else I would have started with Brides of Blood.
Yeah, Brides of Blood is the first one. The second one is Mad Doctor of Blood Island, and then the Beast of Blood is the third one.
Listen, I'm just saying it creeps by. Like, it is so slow that I couldn't pay attention, and the editing was not good for a storytelling thing. Like, you expect a certain level of storytelling through editing, and it was off. It was off to where I couldn't pay attention. I couldn't see I couldn't remember what was going on. So
Brides of Blood suffers from the same problem, actually. It fucking, it kind of gets a little convoluted at the beginning, like, okay, why are these people here again? And then all of a sudden there's
stuff like that. It's like that.
And then there's things going on. There's things going on with like some sacrifices, and you're like, what the fuck? These are humanitarians that are there to humanitarians that are, well, you know what? I'll talk about it briefly.
Yeah.
In a couple minutes.
You know, when we watch films, good editing, there's good editing and then there's just the appropriate amount of editing quality. And this film doesn't meet that. So it's very noticeable because you're constantly wondering, like, wait,
it's better than bad
you keep
acting.
having to remind yourself what to watch it because you're like, what the hell's going on here? And you keep rewinding by like 5 minutes and you're like, okay, I'm going to focus this time. And then 10 minutes later, I'm like, I'm lost again. So, you know, I don't know what to say about it, but I was not fully into it. And it was very annoying to watch. It was very tedious. And it's definitely a 2 out of 10 for me. I just haven't.
A 2 out of 10?
No, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, I haven't got that far. I've only watched the first one out of the trilogy, so. Well, Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow, 2 out of 10. I haven't heard you give a 2 out of 10 in a while. So
brutal. Well,
yeah, that's got me more.
We may hear that later on, but
that has me intrigued to watch the other two now, so I can get to that.
That rating might pop up later again.
If you can manage for it to hold your attention, I'm sure you will like it more than me. If a film can't even manage to pull me in enough to just pay attention to what's happening, then I cannot give it anything higher than a 2.
I understand. Okay, so first film I'm going to talk about tonight is from 1957, and it is called The Black Scorpion. This is actually a first-time watch. I've never seen this film before, and I've always been wanting to check it out because I've heard really good, positive things about it. And, I'm a big fan of, like, 50s, type creature feature type films. And, yeah, I finally got the DVD. It's been out of print for a long time, so I was really excited about that. So The Black Scorpion basically follows a couple, geologists. I think that's what they are. No, geologists. Yeah, whatever. American geologists, I think, down in Mexico City. And what they're down there doing is they're basically studying the volcanic activity that's going on down there. There's like a bunch of volcanoes that are, just very active, and they're studying the volcanoes and shit like that. So basically one day they come across this rock. I can't remember the actual name for volcanic rock that's all cooled down and stuff. Anyways, they break this thing open and a fucking scorpion comes out of it. And they're like, well, that's crazy because that thing's been sitting there for like 1 million years. How the hell is this thing still alive and shit like that? So, but anyways, these volcanoes, they start getting really active. And essentially what happens is it stirs up these scorpions that are apparently these giant scorpions that are living, in the mountains and stuff. So these things kind of go crazy and these scorpions escape and start terrorizing Mexico City. Now it's up to them to, figure out a way to fucking stop these huge scorpions because they're kind of immune to like pretty much everything, because scorpions are covered in body armor and, they're just really essentially hard to kill when they're that fucking big. So that's the storyline. Now my thoughts on this one. Wow, this movie is fucking awesome. It was really good. The storyline's so basic, but I have to say the acting was really good. The effects is what sells this film, man. I've read people saying that, this film is the best when the scorpions are on screen and all the action's happening. I have to, agree with that completely. The effects are fucking awesome, man. It's like Ray Harryhausen type shit, man. Really, really good. Stop motion animation and shit like that. It's really fucking well done. The guy that did the, co-designed the effects is Willis O'Brien, who did the effects for King Kong, actually. So you kind of know what you're getting yourself into with this. But man, dude, the scorpions look fucking fantastic in this. Giant scorpions terrorizing Mexico City. It's fantastic. And it's really, really entertaining. And how they come up with trying to kill these scorpions and what, it all comes to. It's really fucking awesome. I was super entertained throughout the whole thing, loving every moment of it. But like I said, this movie is all about watching the amazing stop motion in it. It's really fucking well done. And it just blew my socks off. Like, I don't really know what else to say. Some of the scenes with the scorpions and the helicopters that are flying by, and the scorpion would grab the helicopter, and I was like, fuck, damn, that's awesome. I just had a blast with it. And you pretty much know what you're going to get with this one. It's a 50s, sci-fi horror film. But surprisingly with really good acting and just a really good setting. I love the setting in it, and some beautiful actresses in it and stuff. And fantastic movie. I couldn't recommend it enough. 9 out of 10. Awesome.
I used to really like catching those type of films on, like, they would be on Monster Vision sometimes when I was a kid. Unfortunately, I don't really remember like the titles and which ones I've seen. The only one I know I for sure have seen is like Them, which I love. Them is great.
I was on some Facebook page. I was looking.
This one's kind of like Them, actually.
Yeah.
I was on some Facebook page. I was looking around, and somebody had like literally like 80 or 90 full blocks of Monster Vision. I was like, oh.
I have about 60.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, why haven't you said anything?
On bootleg, yeah. I did say stuff. I was gonna send some of them to Moodz. I have them on. I have about half of them on actual bootleg. The other half I have on like files. But I need to transfer that second half to actual DVD.
Damn.
But yeah, I have tons of stuff like the basket case, like not basket case. It's Alive.
Where'd you get them?
I think. I had a bunch recorded on VHS.
Oh yeah.
And then I had I found them throughout the internet over the years. I mean, I'm talking years I've been collecting these. I haven't found any ones that I haven't seen out online though. So, throughout years I've found better quality versions of, this one or that one. So I haven't looked in a long time, but when I was, years ago I was really hunting them down, man. I was
trying to send me some of those,
like,
because I
5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I really got to check those out, man. Fuck.
They're fun.
But yeah, so getting back, kind of got sidetracked, but the Black Scorpion, if you want to find this, it's actually released by Warner Brothers, so it's like in an old snapper case. It is out of print, but you can find it for really cheap, though. It's not that expensive. I got this for $5 or $6, but it is in a snapper case. But I do highly recommend this film. If you like 50s films, like I said, you'll love this one. It's one of the better ones I've ever seen, and I'm really ashamed that this is the first time I've ever seen this, because this is one I'm going to go back to. I really fucking enjoyed this movie. It was awesome. Every minute of it was awesome. So yeah, Black Scorpion, Jeremy.
All right, so hopefully we don't get flagged for this one. All right, next film we shall be talking about is Rec 4 from the year 2014. So this, of course, is the fourth film in the Rec series. It came out a while ago, but I just had a chance to sit down and VOD it because it still does not have a DVD release date. I don't know when it's coming out, and I forgot about it, so I sat down and I watched it. So Rec 4 takes place directly after the ending of Rec 2, if I stand corrected. Like I said, the storylines for the Rec series kind of, all not screwed up. It's very understandable if you look it up and you rate it. So Rec 1 and Rec 3 take place at the same time, if I stand corrected. And then, of course, Rec 2 takes place after Rec 1, and Rec 4 takes place after Rec 2. So 1 and 3 happen at the same time, and then 1, 2, and 4 follow the same location, storyline type thing. So Rec 4 picks up right after the ending of Rec 2. We're in the house where Rec 1 and 2 take place, and a SWAT team goes in and rescues our heroine from Rec 1, who is thought to be dead in Rec 2. And so they take her. This is an isolated film, and they take her and the two SWAT members that rescue her to a Navy ship in the middle of the sea because they want to make sure that she's not contaminated anymore. And when they're out on sea, we learn that somebody took blood from her, and they were doing tests to try and find an antidote, and the test monkey escapes and ship breaks loose onto this ship in the middle of nowhere, and that's about it. It's just them trying to survive, and there's a twist that we see at the end of Rec 1 that takes place again here in Rec 4, and all that kind of stuff. It's, like I said, it's really interesting that they were able to connect the third film in this. There's some kind of connection here with Rec 3, which is interesting because, like I said, that really Rec 3 takes place in a totally different place than the first Rec and the second Rec, so the fact that they were able to tie it in some way or another was really interesting. And The effects in this movie are really, really well done. The prosthetics and the gore and everything like that, really, really good. All practical that I could tell from my eye. So that was good. The story is good. Like I said, I'm a really huge fan of the Rec series. I always enjoy them. I think it's a really, really good series. And I know, people say this one's the worst. Yeah, I could see what they're getting at. It's definitely the weakest in the series, but it's still a good film. And the way that they're able to keep the continuity throughout all 4 films, really, really interesting. Really, really an interesting thing. I'm curious to see if they make another one. I wouldn't be surprised. The ending could leave.
They did say that one was supposed to end the series.
Yeah, that's not true. That from the ending, that's a cliffhanger for sure. But yeah, it's good. Check it out. It has good gore, good facts, everything like that. Interesting story. If you've seen the other 3, there's no reason why you shouldn't check this one out if you like them. 7 out of 10.
Goddamn Sylvester Stallone's.
And also, I'll tell you that you mentioned there's no DVD release. It's going to be released on DVD April 14th.
Okie
dokie. You VOD and shit, man. Damn.
Yeah, look at you. Well, he does sometimes.
Sometimes.
If there's a film, I've noticed if there's a film that he's waiting on for a while and it's taken forever to come out, he'll VOD.
Well, if he's VODing something, he's been really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't VOD many things. So.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
It is, man. What do you guys pay for VODs up there?
Especially if you're going to end up buying it. Well, shit, dude. If a film
up there, down there.
If a film's not on DVD yet and it's VOD, sometimes like $6.
I paid $6 for it.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Well, so is there different prices for standard definition and high definition?
Standard def is $1 cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I pay $5.99 or something for high def VODs. Yeah. When we were trying to get prepared for the year end show, I VOD'd like 3 or 4 movies, and I was like, damn, I just spent like $25 on fucking fucking VOD shit, man.
I was
ever VOD too.
It's better to do that. It's better to do that than be the naughty person and download it for nothing. So
yeah, I don't do that.
No,
the only way I'll do that is if it's not on DVD or if it's out of print and there's no rental link. If there's none of that, then maybe I'll try to find it online somewhere, like YouTube.
Yeah,
but I don't download nothing.
Alternate, yeah. Q.
So yeah, I guess the next film is The Green Slime from 1968. Of course, this film was on the Warner Archive label, I believe, and it actually, I found when I was watching it was owned by MGM at one point. So Warner, I know Warner ended up getting a lot of MGMs, but that sucks because that's one we probably could have seen get a cool release. This film follows Earth, who's dealing with an asteroid problem. There's a giant asteroid heading towards Earth, and they have to stop it or else it's going to destroy all mankind. So they send some astronauts up in space. 2 of the astronauts are kind of like alpha males, and they're butting heads a bit because they like the same girl and stuff. Then they like land on the asteroid, and on this asteroid there's this green slime. And it's like polluted all over the place, and it kind of moves a bit and stuff, and you're like, you get a very blob heavy feel from this, and which the blob did come out before this, I believe, so makes sense. And
the blob was out for a long time.
Yeah. So they end up one of the astronauts want to take it back with them to like study it and stuff like you do with foreign matter. But then they're like, no, we're not taking any contamination back to the, satellite or spaceship or whatever. So they destroy it, but then a piece of it lands on the dude's leg. So when they come back, they blow up the asteroid, they come back to their ship, they're all happy, like, we saved Earth, we're going to be heroes and stuff like that. And then this green slime starts to mutate with the help of electricity. It feeds off of electricity and gets bigger and eventually turns into one-eyed tentacle monsters. And they look terrible. They look so ridiculous. I mean, honestly, they don't look terrible, but they look so over the top and ridiculous that you have to laugh. It's not like a serious, like the Blob was serious, right? Like the Blob is like a serious, like killing thing. But these are like killing things. They're just not serious. They're ridiculous looking, but it's still fun. It's that fun charm that's like those like 50s, 60s monster movies where like the effects are like, they didn't really have a whole lot of great effects in some of the lower tier movies, so you get a lot of cheesiness, and that's kind of what this is. I still had a lot of fun with it, though. I'll say that the drama beef between the two alpha males did not care for at all, and then the gooey green tentacle monsters zapping everybody was kind of fun, so I give it about a 7 out of 10. I still really much enjoyed it, though, so check it out if you can. You can also see this on Warner has their own Netflix thing, so if you don't want to buy all of these, which, you know, we always do anyway, as DVD collectors, but if you're not so much of a collector, I did not. There was a free trial of Warner's archive thing. It's like their version of Netflix with all their archive titles, that you could stream their archive titles on their website. So you can do that and, you know, check out, you know, Bad Ronald and tons of those films that was released through that label. So yeah, awesome.
Coolio, man. I really got to check out this movie, man. I know Derek always raves about it, and he loves the fucking movie. And I remember he was pushing for that when we did our What We Watched. No, that's the viewer's choice.
Yeah, that's why I actually even went and like sought it out to see, because I never even heard of it, I don't think, but. You know, the Warner Archive thing, they're like $15 a DVD for
they're so
Burn on Demand. And you could catch them on sale for like $10 sometimes, but I'm looking at more like $7 that I want to pay, you know?
Mm. And I have to admit, though, man, all those Burn on Demands I've ever bought, which isn't too many, I only have maybe a handful or 6 or 7 of them, they're all really good transfers. Like, those things blow my fucking mind. And when you flip over the disc and you see that burn, you're like,
yeah, well, it's not like it's me and you just burning it on our cheap computer.
No. It's well done. I mean?
Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty awesome, but it's still overpriced.
Oh, it completely is. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's one I really want to check out. But man, those fucking things up here, like, you know, they go for $22 a piece or something like that. There's just no fucking way. Of course, I'm gonna break the mold again. These guys are talking about 60s and 1920 film. Oh, no, Jeremy talked about Wreck before, so that was new.
Yeah.
Actually, the newest one, so yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, we've been talking about a lot of older films lately.
Foreshadowing.
But anyways.
It's better than the feature review, that's for sure.
So this one I'm going to talk about is from 2012. I believe it came out on DVD last year. I think it came out early last year on DVD or something. Originally released in 2012. It's a Thai film / American production called Countdown. Now, I'd first heard about this film actually when Danny actually reviewed this one way back in the day on Body Bags. And it kind of piqued my interest. I thought it sounded really interesting. Basically, it's about 3 Thai teenagers that are living in New York City. You know, they're there basically sent by their parents because their parents are obviously, well, they got some money and you know, whatnot. But the fact of the matter is they're sent to, you know, the U.S. to go to school is essentially what they're there to do. But of course, they're not really doing that. You know, the one male character in the film, he's been there for 3 years and he's been lying to his dad the entire time, you know, and, you know, shit like that. He's just been collecting the money and partying. Anyways, one night, Buddy's girlfriend finally comes in from Thailand. It's their first night there. And they're all sitting around. They're fucking, you know, enjoying themselves. And Buddy's like, well, let's get some weed, man. You know, let's make this party better. So
smoke that weed every day.
So they go next door to his regular drug dealer. And of course, Buddy's moving out. And he's like, no, dude, I don't have any more drugs and shit like that. So he's kind of looking through this box. And he's like, hey, man, can I have this shit? Can I have that? Comes across this ripped up kind of business card. And it's by this guy named Jesus, you know, and it's like a drug dealer's card. But so he puts this shit together and it's, of course, missing the last number. So, you know, being the obvious, you have 10 chances to get that number right, basically. So they're like, well, we need some fucking weed. Let's, you know, phone this number. He asks his girlfriend what her favorite number is. She says 3. He pushes 3 as the final digit, and of course, Jesus answers. So anyways, Jesus shows up at their house, and he's a fucking cool dude, man. You know, he actually does look like Jesus, man. He's got the long hair, the goatee, and he's fun. He's fun, and he's smoking some joints with these guys, and they're having a great time. And then the shit goes real fucking sour, because Jesus isn't necessarily there to just sell these guys weed. He's there to, you know, he's got his own agenda. And so that's basically a film. I don't want to give anything else. Can't really go beyond that. It's basically contained. The whole movie takes place in this apartment between these 4 characters, with the exception of, 1 or 2 that come and go. But, it's basically 4 characters. You got Jesus and the 3 Thai characters. And, this is one of those movies you can't really say a whole lot about because I don't really want to ruin anything. But it's essentially one of those films where, Jesus, that type of character, he's harassing the living shit out of these guys. And like I said, I don't want to give anything away because it kind of ruins the whole fucking movie. But it's an interesting film on a bunch of different levels. For one, this one might irritate a few people when you watch it. If you're not into subtitles, it might kind of irritate you, and I'll explain why. Because the Thai characters, they obviously can speak, Thai, and they can also speak English. Now, when Jesus shows up at the house, they start speaking English in the film. And you soon learn that he can actually speak Thai. So it kind of goes back and forth between English and Thai language. Really interesting because, like, 1 minute, like, they're having huge conversations in English, and then all of a sudden the next minute you're reading subtitles. So that might infuriate some people that don't really, dig that type of shit, but don't be lazy. Read the goddamn movie. So, I don't know. I think JP might enjoy this film. It's got a pretty interesting premise. I think the ending to this film may be a little contrived. It's a little busy. It's definitely psychological. I really don't want to say anything. You can't say a lot about this movie without giving anything away. I can't give away specifics, but it's kind of like, in a way, it's essentially like a home invasion film in a way, it kind of has that type of vibe to it. And of course, it's all set on New Year's, hence Countdown, right? I like that whole aspect and how they incorporated the countdown, the New Year's countdown, with what actually was going on in the film. I thought that was a pretty interesting premise. There's a lot of really cool things happening in this film, and some twists and turns, of course. Like I said, the ending's a little contrived, maybe open for some interpretation, your own interpretation. I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it, but it did have a lot of things I enjoyed. But I think the ending for me left me a little soft, for lack of a better word.
Well, not used to that. I watch too many Oscar films.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It was actually quite enjoyable. I was enjoying it. And I was really intrigued the whole film on where it was going. I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. And then you start to learn things about each and one of these characters, and then that's how the film develops. It's pretty interesting. It's got a cool premise. I think it might be executed, or I think the ending it doesn't ruin the film, but I think it's just, like I said, it's, use your imagination kind of thing. I did enjoy the film, and I do give it about a 6.5 out of 10. I do think it's worth a watch, but use your own discretion. I mean, if that sounds interesting, man, I think some people, I've actually read reviews that people fucking love this movie, like way, way higher. I know Danny just raved about this one. For me, it was like, eh. So if you have similar tastes or whatever, give it a shot, but I don't know. So that's Countdown from 2012. It's not bad. Better than average.
Cool.
Yeah. Jeremy, you have your segment?
Sure. So, Jeremy's Midnight Movie. Talk about a French film from the year 2010 titled Black Heaven. Oh, yeah. So, very interesting movie. There's a few movies like this that has a internet suicide type of a theme going on. I know I have a few of them in my collection. It's interesting that there's more than one film that are like this. But basically, the film follows this guy and his girlfriend, and one day when they're taking a motor scooter ride, they come across this car, and in this car there's a guy and a girl who are attempting to commit suicide, and there's a cell phone, and the cell phone has video of their suicide note, and the guy actually goes through with it and he dies, but the girl that's still in the car, she ends up living. And as the film goes on, the guy kind of gets lured in a little bit by this girl to this game on this internet which is like this avatar-based game. Everybody has their avatars, and this game's linked to real-life events that are happening in the world, but it has, of course, to do with people who are obsessed with killing themselves in the real world and grouping together to come together to commit mass, suicide in a mass group. So, this girl lures and plays with this guy in the real world through this game, and the ending comes up, and it's okay. It's an okay ending. Like I said, like I've talked about a lot on the show. That
review. That was a funny noise.
In what sense?
The noise.
Oh, the
yeah.
Yeah. Like I've talked about before, a film could be really, really interesting and fresh and original and has an interesting idea, but then you get to the ending, and if you have a shitty ending, it's this one's kind of it's not really, but it's a little bit of.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of farting noises.
Yeah, because like I talked, you weren't here, but like I said, the film has an interesting idea, but then it gets to the ending, and the end is a little bit of. It's not all the way, but it's just a little bit of. So, if you don't have a good ending, your film's mostly going to be. But it's an interesting idea, and I like the play of having a real world and a video game world intertwined with these people who want to kill themselves. And this guy gets into some pretty deep shit with these people, as we learn as the film goes on, that these people aren't as what they think they are. And he gets into some serious shit, and of course that damages his relationship with his girlfriend and stuff like that. But it's an interesting French film. It's not the best French film, that's for sure. It's definitely not the best IFC film, but it has an interesting concept and an original idea that could keep it interesting. Like I said, the ending's a little bit so give this one a 7 out of 10.
I think that just set the record for the most mouth fart noises in a review ever.
Damn straight.
In the history of podcasting, you actually just set the world record for that. What was your rating again?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 with all those fart noises.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's amazing.
Only the ending is.
But still,
so all of those fart noises for that one ending.
Mm-hmm. Have a shitty ending, you're probably gonna get.
All right, so moving on to my segment.
Believe me, there'll be a lot more in a little bit.
You gotta go sit on that toilet, dude. Come on.
It's that taco smell from yesterday, man.
Fuck, it'll do it to anybody, man. Gross.
Sound effects. We got our own soundboard.
Yeah, that was actually a real gag. Even thinking of Taco Bell makes me gag. Ugh.
I'm a human soundboard. I just come out with the fart noises, and then I come out with the
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go. Yeah.
JP.
Okay, so moving on to my segment this week, which is a closer look at where we take a Blu-ray release, review the film along with the special features, touch on those. And big surprise, I decided to go with another Scream Factory this week. Now, it won't always be a Scream Factory, but I've been, trying to check out some of the features on these that I missed. So I'm going in order, and that's The Burning from the year 1981. This film follows a summer camp where 5 years prior to what we're seeing now was this prank gone wrong type thing. There's this janitor who's kind of a dick, and they're all like, let's go mess with the janitor because he was a dick to you and you and you, and we're going to go in and prank him, and we're going to put a skull on his
Oh my god, is this the first time you've watched this movie?
Lit on fire. Yes, it is. So
it's a good movie.
One thing that I was really surprised at was just the prank that they did was just brutal. I was like, what? How is that a prank? That's illegal as hell or something. Yeah, they go get it looked real to me, right? Isn't it supposed to be a real human head? Or is it fake? I was confused by that. So I was like, okay, so they put this skull head thing on this guy's thing, and he wakes up and trips out. He's like, what the hell? And then he kicks it, and it sets him on fire. And then he runs outside and he's all burned up and stuff in the hospital and he's all pissed off. So 5 years later, he comes back to a similar summer camp and gets his revenge on the people that are at the camp.
Sex.
That had nothing to do with the actual prank.
Yeah.
Well, some of them. Most of them.
Yeah. Most.
Yeah, there was only one guy that actually was still there. This is at a different camp, though. So
I like the guy from Seinfeld in this movie.
Jason Alexander, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Alexander. And honestly, he was my favorite character. I thought he was very charismatic as a kid. Yeah. And I'm not familiar with him, okay? Like, I'd never watched Seinfeld growing up or anything like that, and I've never seen anything that he's done, but I was like, wow, this guy's really likable in this film. Like, he's just quick-witted and stuff, and he's like the jokester, and he seems like an all-around fun person to be around, especially in that camp setting, which he fits so perfect into there. But besides that, I didn't like a ton of the characters, to be honest. Like, Glazer, I know he's supposed to be, like, non-likable, but I didn't even like him as a bully. I thought he was a whack-ass bully. I didn't like that character at all.
I like actually when he gets bullied himself. I think that's funny.
Yeah, which is cool. And, that all works okay, but as a bully, like, I think of, like, Sleepaway Camp, like, Judy as, like, the bitchy girl bully. Like, this guy was not that good. I didn't really like him as I didn't think he fit the role very well. I don't know. So yeah, The Burning, some great kills, great special effects by Tom Savini. This one gets compared to Friday the 13th Part 2 a lot, I've always noticed, probably because Tom Savini, decided to decline working on Friday the 13th Part 2 to do The Burning. So that was kind of, I was thinking, I was expecting this one to be more sleazy for some reason, because I thought, just based on the things I've heard, like I said, I've never seen this one. I always pictured it as this, like, sleazy slasher, but it really wasn't. It was kind of like, it's a good summer camp slasher. It definitely is. I very much enjoyed it. Great kills. The Cropsey killer himself was pretty cool. I'm actually not the biggest fan of him, though. Like, I think he definitely has held it at, like, really high quality in terms of slasher killers. But I thought he was decent. The effects I thought were decent on him. His arm, when he sticks it out and grabs somebody's arm early in the film, like, that was really cool. I wasn't a big fan of the burn vision, though. I understand what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you see through the eyes of a burn victim. Maybe his eyelids were all burned up or his eyes were effed up from the fire or whatever. But I didn't really think it worked all that well. Overall,
this podcast is rated R. You can actually say the word fuck. You realize that, right? So
yeah. So I give The Burning an 8 out of 10. Definitely a solid slasher. I do still like Friday the 13th Part 2 better, though, if you're going to do a direct comparison, which, moving on to I
think it's more of like a direct, I guess Part 2, I guess that's kind of what they do, but yeah, I don't know. I think I like Part 2 actually better than Burning, to be honest, too. I used to have The Burning very, very highly regarded. I've seen it so many times, and I'm just like, I actually do enjoy Part 2 a lot better.
Yeah,
me too. Now I do. I mean, well, how people's tastes change over years and stuff. But The Burning is really, I don't know. It's a good film. I love The Burning. But
I'll compare this to one other situation. I had never seen Maniac, and that has got a ton of hype throughout my lifetime. And when I finally seen it, it delivered. This one also delivered, but nowhere near as much as Maniac. So in terms of, like, standalone slashers, I definitely like others more than this one, but it is still a great slasher. So moving on to unless you want to say something.
No, the Burning's an interesting conversation piece, because you always hear from people, a lot of people have it so highly regarded on their, slasher lists and stuff. And then on the flip side, there's a lot of people that say it's like one of the most overrated slasher films of all time. There's a really, it's kind of almost split. I mean, not so much, but there's a lot of people that are just like, it's not really that great. I mean, it's just overrated.
Well, if I was to choose a camp, I would say that it's overrated, but that doesn't mean that I didn't like it. Obviously, I gave it an 8 out of 10, but compared to
a lot of people that say that it's overrated actually really don't care for it that much. So, you know, I understand your point of the overrated, and you're the same as me too. Like, I mean, I like a lot of films that I think are totally, you know, overrated and, you know, shit like that. And, you know, just because you use the word overrated doesn't mean you necessarily don't like the film.
Yeah, and people get that confused often.
It's very contrived. Like that statement is always like, ugh. I know Jeremy I think his vision is a little different. I think when he uses the word overrated, I think he actually doesn't care for the film. Isn't that right? Jeremy?
He's muted.
Sorry, or people hype it up too much than it needs to be.
But I mean,
but like, most overrated films. No, I like some of the overrated films. I like Serbian film, but that's overrated. And I like Martyrs. I love Martyrs, but that movie's overrated.
Yeah. Okay, so you understand the actual meaning of overrated. Then it doesn't mean that it's bad.
Just because if I personally said, you know, oh yeah, the Blair Witch Project is overrated.
That movie's definitely overrated.
It is. That I dislike the movie. It's just it's actually overrated. Like I don't think it's actually a fucking 9.5 out of 10. You know, it's what?
That's actually a perfect example of the meaning for me, because I love the Blair Witch Project. I'm not going to say what my rating is, but it's probably pretty high, and I think that film's overrated. So that's the perfect example.
Just put it this way for me with the Blair Witch Project. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the series I do on YouTube, Top 10 Tuesdays, but anyways, the specific one that's coming up next week is Top 10 Found Footage Films. And you might not see the Blair Witch on there.
And that list is overrated then. Yeah. Do not watch that top 10, guys.
Definitely check out that top 10, because if you want to see some other new and awesome fucking found footage films, definitely tune into that top 10 list.
Yeah. Very surprised that film did not possibly make your top 10 list.
You know, to be honest, man, holy fuck. Compiling this list, I was astonished at how many found footage films I actually like. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
So... But anyways, you know, getting back to the whole the overrated thing, everyone has I've got so many comments like, whoa, overrated, blah, blah. I'm like, man, seriously, just because you say something's overrated doesn't mean I dislike it. People cannot wrap their head around that.
Yeah.
You know, overrated is always associated with shitty or not cool, or I don't like this thing. It's not necessarily the case, you know? So at least we're on the same page.
To me, The Burning is definitely a good slasher, but to me, it's not one of the best.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so
I didn't finish.
That's right. You're doing the fucking features.
Yeah. So, first up, we have a commentary with the director Tony Malin and the film journalist named Alan Jones. He kind of moderates it. This commentary was very interesting to me because he talks about a lot of things, such as the Weinstein's involvement with this film and how they kind of, you know, was controlling it a little bit. He doesn't get into it. It seems like he didn't want to talk about some of it. But he does mention that, you know, they were definitely there the whole shoot, like saying things. Also,
it was their first production, though, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and one of the brothers wrote it, I believe, or co-wrote it. But also, I kind of got a bad vibe with this director. He's British, and it's not because he's British, but I just mentioned that he was British. So he was like, at one point, the moderator is kind of saying how, like, oh, it's so awesome how this film has lived on and really became something amazing. And he asked him, or you know, even though it didn't do great at the time, are you proud of this film? And the guy kind of stumbles around the question. He's like, what? And I got the vibe that he wasn't proud of it. And then he started mentioning things about critically. He kept bringing up like critics and stuff, and the Alien film being the best horror film ever made, and things like that. And he seemed very like almost kind of anti what we are, where it's like oh, that's smut stuff. Like you kind of got the vibe that he was very serious and about what critics thought. And that was like the end all be all. Is like, well, if it's not critically successful, it's not successful. You know what I mean? So I kind of got a bad vibe with him that he didn't really love the film, but he did kind of talk about stuff that he did like about the film, had fun shitting it and stuff. Then the second commentary is to the actresses that were in the film. This one's moderated as well. This one was a little more lighthearted, fun, just kind of reminiscing. It seems like they all had a very good time in the filmmaking. What was kind of like a summer camp, like all the kids were having fun and stuff. So that was kind of a lighthearted, fun little commentary. Neither of them I would really recommend too much. The director one kind of was interesting and insightful. Then we have a featurette with Tom Savini, an interview, runs about 20 minutes long, 18 or so. He actually compares Friday the 13th Part 2 in this film a lot through the film. And that's kind of, I think, one of the main reasons that it gets done so much is because of Tom Savini. Tom Savini is a very interesting guy. It kind of sucks, he's from Pennsylvania, but he's known to be kind of a dick. He's like from, Pittsburgh area, which is, my neck of the woods, so that kind of sucks, but he's fun to listen to. He explains the special effects. We see behind the scenes footage while he's explaining what he did. He goes through each one and talks about what I tried to do. It's a fun little featurette. Then we have an interview with the editor. Not very interesting there. I would say skip that one. Then we have an interview with the actor who played Cropsey, which honestly, he didn't play Cropsey very much except for in that beginning scene. Because it was stand-ins who was playing the actual Cropsey monster, post-burn. The guy was kind of funny, and he said some really funny stuff at the end, but it's not that great either. One thing I'll say, though, is I thought that his nose was a special effect. No, that's his real nose. It really looks like that.
Special effect in an interview?
No, in the film. Like, I thought in the film when he's sleeping in the bed, like, he has kind of a pig nose. And I was like, they made him look, like, funny or, like, mean. But no, that's his real nose. So that was kind of funny. Behind the scenes footage, just kind of more of the stuff that Tom Savini was talking about in his interview. Nothing too great there. Then you have makeup effects gallery and still gallery. Nothing really there. Theatrical trailer. Overall, not super stacked, yo. I'm kind of disappointed a little bit. I was expecting the Burning Collector's Edition to have some more cool stuff. Honestly, the best thing there is Tom Savini talking about special effects, and let's face it, he's done that a million times. So, little disappointing on the special features on the Burning.
All right, so moving along into my Italian Stallion of the Week. This one is coming from the year of 1978, and it is called The Sister of Ursula. This was released by Severin Films, and I think like most weeks, my Italian Stallion seems to come from the 70s, which makes a lot of sense because there was a lot of really good ones in the 70s. This one right here is it's an interesting one. I think this might appeal to some people out there. The storyline in this one is basically very simple. It's about a couple sisters that are on vacation. I believe they're I think they say that they're Austrian or they're from a different country. Anyways, they're in Italy on vacation. The one sister, Ursula, of course, she's the younger sister, and you learn very quick in the film that they're on vacation basically to escape their everyday lives because she has kind of not mental issues, but she's having some problems and some issues getting over the death of her father. She was like not obsessed with her father, but she loved her father. Her father was a musician, and he ultimately died. And the older sister knows the exact reasons why her father died, but Ursula, of course, doesn't actually even know the full reasons of how her father passed away and stuff. But anyways, they decide to take a vacation. They go to this resort, which is in a very, very beautiful location. It's fucking awesome. Anyways, they get to this hotel resort, and of course, basically random people start getting killed off by this killer, and you got a whole pile of sub storylines that are going on. You got the hotel manager who's having issues with his wife. And, you've got this other guy, this other drug addict that's obsessed with this ballroom singer that's in the film. So you got all these kind of things, all these connecting type of stories that are going on in this hotel. And of course, you've got Ursula. Like I said, she's got some issues. The interesting thing about Ursula is that she's got, of course, these weird psychic abilities that she can actually foresee things that are going to happen in the future. I know it sounds cliched and stupid, but, it does play into the story actually quite well. And anyways, of course, people start getting knocked off one by one by this killer. Now, the cool thing about this killer is the weapon. Of course, this movie is a giallo, so it's all done from like POV style and stuff like that. But now the interesting thing is the killer's weapon is very phallic. It's very, very phallic.
Phallic, like how phallic?
Oh, we're talking major fucking phallic, and
like
he basically
like Slumber Party Massacre phallic.
I honestly can't really say, but so the killer's weapon is very phallic, and what it does, it uses that phallic weapon to violate and kill and mutilate these women. So that's your storyline. So you have all these connecting type stories, and there's a lot of shit going on in this film. Now, my thoughts on this one. Of course, when I first learned that, Ursula had these psychotic, these fucking psychic powers, I was like, oh, really? And all these other kind of, connecting type storylines. The cool thing about this giallo is that it's, it all makes sense at the end. It really does come together very nicely, actually. And I mean, some giallos, can kind of leave you going, okay, well, they just kind of incorporated that and blah, blah, blah. Everything actually does come together in this one. Now, this one actually is probably the sleaziest giallo I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen a fuckload of sleazy giallos. This one right here makes the centerfold girls nudity look like fucking, Barney show. This one has so much fucking tits and muff, and like we're talking like there's actually scenes where you can literally see the dude licking her pussy. I was like, holy fuck, that's pretty graphic, man. And like there's so much tits and muff and just sleaziness, sex and gore. And like I said, the killer kills with this phallic weapon. And when they have
to get this one.
When they show the bodies, they actually show the girls mutilated, and of course their pussy area, their vagina area, is bloody to hell and all mutilated because so it's really fucking sleazy. Not only with the killings, it's almost on the on the edge of like bad taste.
Good one to write about.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on, and it's kind of blatant with the phallic ism in this film, but oh my god, like. It's actually really well done. Like at first I was like, okay, this is really sleazy. I'm loving the sex scenes, and then some dude steps in and kills, and you're like, okay. But like some giallos, like I said, in the past I've seen, and they're a little convoluted. They're a little, you're like, what the fuck, But this one all comes together very beautifully in such a sleazy way. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a really fun flick, man. I gotta say. Runs just over 90 minutes, the pretty much standard. This one's actually starring what's her name? Barbara Magnifali from Suspiria. She's in Suspiria. She plays Ursula. She plays the main character in the film, which you'd recognize if you've seen Suspiria before. And of course it's got Stephanie DiMario from Zombie, actually. So two recognizable faces in this film that play the sisters. But it's a giallo, so I can't really, say a whole lot more, but like I said, it might even be the sleaziest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. It's awesome, man. The 70s muff, so beautiful, really, really awesome. Just so much of it. It's fantastic.
It looks like your beard.
it really fucking does, man. Except for all the muffs they're dark. They're not red like this. But yeah, I highly recommend this one, man. Really, really awesome sleazy giallo, man. Like if you like giallos and you like your sleaze and you like them put together, get the Sister of Ursula, man. Really fucking awesome stuff. And it brought a smile to my face because, I'm kind of going like, where the fuck is this going? And, and then when the ending happens, I go, oh, everything fucking connects because they tell the story and it's not convoluted. They tell the story the way it is, throughout the film, and you kind of got to piece things together, and it makes a lot of fucking sense, which is nice, So I give this one, a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think it's awesome. The music's amazing in it too, but the locations that they shot in are fucking beautiful, man. Really, really beautiful. Like, I think it's in Italy, and it's right on the water shore, and just awesome. Really, really good stuff. So, Sister of Ursula from 1978, check it out. Awesome stuff. Severin did a great job with the transfer too. It looks fantastic. Anamorphic widescreen. It's great. It's in that Euro Sleaze box set that just came out from Severin and stuff. So grab that and get that shit for really cheap, actually. And yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy your muff.
Enjoy your muff. Yeah, there's giallos are hard to review because you can't really say anything, but
curious about the phallic symbol.
Oh, fuck.
I want to know what it is.
You gotta see this, man. It's awesome. Good stuff, man. Oh, this one blew my mind. I've never heard anyone talk about it before. So I didn't really know anything going into it, right? That it was just, reading the, the quotes and stuff. Delightfully sleazy and sleazy and sleazy. And everything was sleazy. And I'm like, oh, this is right up my alley, but it's worth it. Check it out. So, yeah. We got any quick cuts, guys?
None for me, but I know JP has some.
You got no quick cuts this week? Okay. JP, I know you got some quick cuts.
Well,
quick cuts.
I actually didn't watch. I watched a few non-horror films this week. They are sci-fi, so I guess I could just talk about them since Jeremy threw the quick cuts thing at me. They are, and the moment that Jeremy talked about Gummo and what we watched, I feel like I could talk about these. So.
Oh, fuck you! Fucking asshole.
Okay, I'll run through these really quick. I spent the past couple days almost making it through the entire original Planet of the Apes films. So Planet of the Apes from 1968. This film is very epic in scale and scope, and what I was being impressed just how crazy it was. From the effects of the actual apes to just the amount of them to the cinematography at the beginning of the film, these, huge shots of in a plane or whatever the hell they use to get these shots. Very good stuff there. Obviously a lot of, social commentary and religious stuff, things like that. Planet of the Apes, 1968, 8.5 out of 10. Beneath the Planet of the Apes from 1970. This one was also pretty good. It's still in that location and set that I like. But it got a little wonky at the end. I didn't really like the way that it played out. So I'm just going to give that one a 6.5 out of 10. Then we have Escape from Planet of the Apes. This one's from 1971. This one is really slow. They remove from the world of the apes to kind of like present day-ish Earth. And it's 2 apes, 3 at the beginning. It's more about, it still has all of those issues that they're dealing with and, social commentary and stuff like that. But just, it's just not that entertaining. So, 5.5 out of 10 on that one. And then we have Conquest of the Planet of the Apes from 1972. That one, it's a little more dark. I had one major issue with it. There's one big plot hole. And the plot hole is they all know that apes are going to take over the Earth one day, and they're scared of that idea of them being advanced enough to wipe out humans, yet they are training all of them to be smarter. It makes no sense at all. So that was stupid as hell for me. So 6 out of 10 on that one. One thing I was very surprised at, and I haven't got to the 5th one yet, which is the final in the original series, according to what I know, is that there's continuity in all of them, and they kind of bend it a little bit to make it make sense, but I was really impressed with the continuity. And obviously it's a little contrived at times, but I was impressed with the continuity, and I was surprised that they all followed each other. And these films, bam, 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 all came out really close to each other.
All right, so moving into my not so quick cuts of the week.
Well, see you guys in an hour.
Isn't that how it always is? No, it shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't be too long. I'll rip through these. First up from 1957 is the Roger Corman classic, Not of This Earth. It's a film I reviewed on Body Bag, so I'm just short and long of this one right here. Alien gets beamed down to Earth to save the people of his planet because, they're all dying off. I'm not going to get into the specifics. Really, really fucking fun film. This one was remade in 1988, of course, starring Tracy Lords. This one's awesome. I love Not of This Earth. It's such a fantastic sci-fi horror film. 8 out of 10. Check it out if you've never checked it out. Awesome stuff. From 1959, we've got the giant Gila monster. I've been watching a lot of these 50s films, man. I'm fucking really digging them right now. Basically, it's just about a giant lizard that's killing off people. There's really no storyline to it. It's actually kind of funny that there is really basic no story to it. It's okay. The effects are kind of like whatever. Still kind of entertaining, passable. 5.5 out of 10. it's not the greatest one in the world. The Killer Shrews from 1959 also, I believe this is from also the same director, actually, of the giant Gila monster. The Killer Shrews basically about two, scientists that are accidentally fucked up with their experiments on these shrews and created some giant killer ones on this island, and now a bunch of people need to get their way off there. Very enjoyable. I thought the shrews looked awesome in this. Really fun stuff. 6.5 out of 10. I watched Maniac from 1934. This is basically it's basically Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat / with Murders in the Rue Morgue kind of deal. About a guy that kills off the scientist. He takes his identity, and then, it's basically from 1934, and it's about, sickness and shit like that. It's kind of interesting, like, how it's done. But honestly, what ruins this film is the fucking acting is so over the top and ridiculous in it. It's hard to watch. You're just like, fuck, man. But still kind of entertaining. Anything that's Edgar Allan Poe adapted, I'm still gonna check out. But it's passable, barely. 5 out of 10. Maniac, Westworld, not really a horror film, but I'll throw it in there because it does have killer robots from 1973.
Killer robots.
Westworld basically about it's like a park, that you can go to and spend like $1,200 a day, and it's in the Old West, and it's got like real livable robots they're just like people, and it's just like living exactly in the Wild West. Of course, these robots go apeshit and start killing off the humans, and it's fucking awesome. It's such an amazing film. It's so much fun. 8 out of 10. And from 1976, its sequel, Future World, which is starring Peter Fonda. Basically, it has continuity. Peter Fonda plays a reporter that actually he's the reporter that broke the case of Westworld to the world about these robots killing off their guests. So they've been invited to Future World, which is the new Westworld, to see basically to show them that it's safe. And of course, shit goes haywire there also in Future World. Not as enjoyable, kind of slow at times. Definitely not even close to as good as Westworld, but it's still passable. I give it about a 5.5 out of 10.
There's a next up remake TV series coming out of this.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome. From 2011, I finally checked out Super 8. I never watched this movie before.
Good film.
Me either.
I grabbed the Blu-ray for $7, and I was like, you know what? I think that's the price is right. I'll grab the Blu-ray, finally check it out.
That's exactly what I did.
Fucking loved it, man. I thought it was such a great film.
It's great.
I had so much. It has everything that I love, man. There's so much nostalgia in the film. About these little kids that are making the movie's based in 1979, which is totally awesome. These kids that are making a film on Super 8 film, and of course they witness a huge train crash and huge monster that comes out of it, and then they have to unsolve the mystery of what the fuck is going on with this shit. It's awesome though, man, because they're making a horror film, and I love the thing in the film that you see the Halloween poster and all these nostalgic posters, and I just love everything about Super 8. It's kind of like Goonies, but like a horror version in a way. It's about these 6 kids that basically have to unravel the shit. Really enjoyable film. I was always freaked out when it was presented by Steven Spielberg or executive produced or whatever the fuck it was, but you know what? If you're not a fan of Spielberg, forget it. Super 8's awesome. I loved it. 8.5 out of 10. Brides of Blood from 1968. Basically about these humanitarians that go to this island to help out these, this tribe with their shit. They ultimately realize that there's some crazy shit going on the island. These plants and other shit are alive because of some radioactivity that was going on the island before they got there. Very slow, like JP talked about with Beast of Blood. Very slow, it's kind of cheesy. The editing is bad in this one, and I think it's very much very similar to what he was talking about. I give it a pass though, man. There was some elements that actually made me laugh, and I thought it was kind of funny. ADR is off in the film, which sucked. That was annoying. Sound effects were a little bit off too, so that was annoying, but still passable. 5.5 out of 10. Next up from 2003 is a Stuart Gordon film called King of the Ants. Not necessarily a horror film, but it is a revenge film about a guy that gets hired on to do a job. He kills off this reporter. The mob that he gets hired by doesn't want to fucking pay him. So he says, fuck you guys, and he goes out on a rampage, and he decides that he's going to fucking, do some shit up. King of the Ants. enjoyable film, man. I really like it. I kind of like it. I love the lead in King of the Ants, man. I think he's awesome. Man, dude, his goose egg on his fucking head, man. Oh, nasty. When they beat the living awesome. It's got what's his name? Norm from Cheers in it. George Wendt. He's in this film. Enjoyable. I like King of the Ants, man. 7 out of 10. I had a blast with it.
It's funny because I picked that up and I was like, yeah, I love killer ant movies. And it's clearly not a killer ant movie. Somebody commented on my video when I picked it up.
Oh, no, it's totally a revenge film. Yeah. Next up from 1972 is the first half of the newly released Scream Factory double feature, Blackula. Of course, how do I put it? This black guy.
Didn't you mention this one last week?
No, I didn't talk. I think I talked about getting the Blu-ray in. I hadn't watched them yet, though. So, anyways, Blackula is basically about a black guy. The movie starts out in the 1700s. He goes to this white slave owner, or to basically Dracula's house, which he doesn't know. Anyways, he tries to plead with him to kind of break this fucking slavery shit. Anyways, Dracula, he's also Dracula. He fucking turns this black guy into a vampire. He wakes up a couple hundred years in the future, and of course he's on the rampage for blood and shit like that. There's a lot of undertones in this film, of course, with basically about whites suppressing black people. There's a lot of interesting things happening in Blackula, and the interesting thing about Blackula is that it's totally straight faced, man. This movie is not a comedy at all, which I fucking loved. It was fantastic. The main character that plays Blackula is awesome. He's so good, man. He's fucking awesome. Has that exploitation type feel to it. The music, the approach to it, it's pretty awesome. Really entertaining. 7 out of 10. Next up is the second half of the double feature, Scream, Blackula, Scream, of course, starring I'm sorry, I can't remember the guy's name, but the same guy from Blackula who plays Blackula. Also Pam Grier's in this one. Basically about a guy that wants to get revenge on this cult leader that has nominated his basically his stepsister to run this cult or whatever. Anyways, what he does is he goes out and he buys this shit to do some cult shit or whatever. Anyways, it turns out it's actually the bones, which, spoiler alert, yes, it's the bones of Blackula. Anyways, he ends up resurrecting Blackula, and he comes back. He turns this guy into a vampire.
Oh, I forgot this is a feature review. Sorry. I'll be back.
So, but yeah, really highly enjoyable. Again, all the same elements, and it's not downgraded at all from Blackula. I think it's really fun. A lot of good stuff going on in this one. Again, 7 out of 10. Demon Seed from 1977. Basically about a scientist that's created this ultimate computer program that's supposed to absorb all the human information, and it's basically used for science. They want to use it to explore medical things and stuff like that. Anyways, he has a system in his house. Ultimately, it kind of turns on his wife and tries to basically conceive a baby with her. This premise sounds pretty wonky, but it's amazing. It's such a good film. 8 out of 10. Killer Mermaid from 2014.
You watched all of these in 1 week. How?
I did. Killer Mermaid from 2014 because I watched 3 films a night at work. Killer Mermaid from 2014, basically about a couple girls that are on a vacation, and ultimately they go to this island where they're not supposed to be at. They discover that there's this fucking weird mermaid thing there, and it becomes they're getting chased down by this mermaid now. Very simple premise to it. It's got Frank O'Near in it. Pretty fucking cool film. I actually really enjoyed this one. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to. I like the mythology behind the whole mermaid and why the mermaid was on this island, and they have this whole explanation in it. It's actually quite entertaining. It does leave you open-ended for a sequel, which is pretty cool. 7 out of 10, and that is going to do it for Quick Cuts.
Nice.
Alrighty, so getting into the main featured. I don't know why I always say main. Get into the featured review for episode 47, which is the newly released Scream Factory Blu-ray, courtesy of the Sci-Fi Channel. It is not a chiller classic. Released by Sci-Fi, and it is called Dark Hall from 2014.
In the new world, the 13th child of a 13th child will be born, man and beast.
Some sort of power connects me to my brother. As we grew older, it grew stronger. They call themselves the Keepers. These men who have held us prisoners since birth.
Beast or man, one shall fall. We have them contained and weakened. If there was ever a time to do this, it's now.
They've tried to hide us from the world.
She has to die too. She's not like her brother. She has a devil in her.
He's loose.
If we let her, she'll lead us right to the beast.
He'll find us and kill you all.
Help me recapture your brother, and I will give you your freedom. There's no good in your brother. No love, only pain.
Only what you put there. It is time.
Shut him down!
I can't control him!
Oh god, what a steaming pile of shit this movie is.
Okay, so let's set up the story first, though.
Fucking
yeah,
hell,
let's
what a
do the
mess.
story here. Someone want to tell the story of this one?
Well, it's kind of, we're dealing with a Jersey Devil, but it's kind of done in a different way. We have a prophecy where a baby, the 13th son of the 13th son or something, had a baby, and it was a half man, half beast creature type thing.
Basically, what the backstory is the 13th child that has 13th.
What the fuck? I had no idea what the fuck
That's
was
what I just
going
said.
on.
The 13th child that has a 13th child, right?
Yeah,
so
that
basically
child.
the father of the 13th child, which hence the New Jersey Devil, becomes like a half man, half kind of beast type deal or whatever. So the dad was the 13th child, and he's having his 13th child, and it becomes the New Jersey Devil. That's what the legend of the Jersey Devil is. I don't know why I keep saying New Jersey.
Was that the actual legend of the Jersey Devil? Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, it actually is. If you're having your 13th child and you're the 13th child yourself, that's apparently this is what happens. So that's what
I can't say I've ever heard that happening before.
Well, it's just kind of a fictitious legend, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure it's happened, dude.
But anyways, that's the backstory. So.
Yeah, so this is, years later. The devil is grown up, and he has a half-human sister, and there's kind of this secret guardian of the Jersey Devil who's, like, trying to take him places to a more secure location. He escapes, and the sister's, like, connected with him.
Well, kind of like what's going on here. There's like an organization. There's an organization basically, or you can call them religious people or an religious organization, whatever. They know about Jersey Devil and the sister and what it can possibly happen if it's escaped. So what they've done is they've kind of like secluded it for the last 250 or 300 years. In this establishment, but now they figured that this establishment is not safe for the Jersey Devil anymore.
Yeah, because it's only held it for 250 years.
Exactly, I know. I'm not saying the story's perfect, but anyways, they decide that they have to move it to another location, and along this journey, they decide that this is probably the perfect time to destroy it, because of course, Tom Sizemore has the biggest balls ever. He's the smartest guy alive. And he's decided that he knows exactly how to kill this thing, and this will save humanity. Because basically, if the Jersey Devil gets out there, it's supposed to be like the next coming. It's going to take over the world, because it's like a demon seed, right? So yeah, the story's not really the.
It's not terrible, dude.
It's not terrible, but I mean, it's so ridiculous, though. I mean, like you said, the story, first of all, this thing has been housed there for like 300 years. They've contained this thing. Thing. All of a sudden, they decide that they're going to have to move it. But Tom Sizemore, he just knows. He knows how to kill this thing. And he actually says the line, I know how to kill this thing in the movie, at least 491 times. I counted.
Yeah, so my thing is, you can this, goes back to Animal, where like these scripts are not written, they're not written enough times. There's not enough drafts, because all you have to do is explain, well, hey, we have to move it every so often because of this. Or you explain, like, this place is no good anymore because something's happening here, You just have to write something in instead of just being like, yeah, it's worked for 250 years, but we're going to move him now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of religious things that are going on in this film, obviously. But that's the other thing they don't really go into. They don't really explain exactly who this organization is housing this people. Like, you just kind of assume that it's, these religious, but they don't even seem religious themselves. That's the guy. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, they have him, because he's actually the religious figure. But this organization apparently is, they're, lack of a better word, but spawned by, that type of community to hold these people, or to hold this devil. A lot of that story is not even developed at all. It's just kind of like, okay, we're here. There's some other really convoluted things that are in this story because, with the sister, I could never figure out exactly, because I've read up on the Jersey Devil mythology and all this. I don't remember about him having a sister that was half human. And where that all plays into, I think this is where they kind of changed the whole story a little bit. And the whole Halo thing was driving me a little nuts. Because the Halo, basically what a Halo is, and, religious, I'm not a religious person myself, but what I've gathered is Halo is basically, it's almost like a force field around a person, right? It's almost like to save that person. It protects them from, type evils and shit like that. But this is where the whole story gets so convoluted, because the sister in this film, is she out to save her brother, or is she against him?
Well, we never really find out.
There's so many things going on with her that's so weird. And all these, the Jersey Devil can control people. That's a new kind of mythology thing, I think, from what I remember.
I've never liked the Jersey Devil legend anyway. So,
but it just seems everything that's happening in this film is so convoluted. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, because, there's times where a perfect example is the priest in this film, where he grabs the can of pop, goes to drink, he realizes it's a grenade, boom, spoiler alert, best death in the film. But this is where it comes in, and you get these crazy hallucinations that are controlled by the Jersey Devil, or the Halo is to protect her, I think. That's the thing. What I've gathered for the Halo is it's like a protector.
Well, no, I thought the Halo was like, it's like an illusion.
It's like an illusion.
Because they were killing random people. Like when that guy got shot in the outside with that absolutely horrendously bad CGI blood. It's I think he was hallucinating that he thought the guy was the Jersey Devil, and he shot and killed him.
Which is interesting, because I think the actual meaning of what a Halo is to protect. It's a hue around a specific someone that's supposed to protect them. So that's why I was so confused. I was like, Halo? I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this? But I was just taking the film for what it was, and then I saw a bunch of really, really shoddy and shitty CGI.
No, this has to be quite possibly some of the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on here, man?
Dude,
this is 2014. Why am I seeing CGI like that? It looked like from 2003.
Look at the fire in the gas station. I was pissing my pants laughing.
Oh, the
literally.
fire!
I have not laughed that hard in such a long time. It looks so bad.
The fire wasn't even the worst thing. Honestly, the scene where he cuts that one, where the devil's holding up that dude and he's cut in half. I literally broke out. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, that CG was so fucking bad. And it just reminded me of what you seen in 2003.
Yeah, it does. But to me, I don't know, man. All of these sci-fi type films have CGI like that for me. I the CGI isn't my number one problem, because I can get past some of that and enjoy a film still, especially if it's a sci-fi film where these are made like this. But I never find it funny enough. Some people watch these and they can enjoy it because they laugh at it. I can never find it funny enough to actually make me laugh out loud. So to me, I just end up bored a lot of times.
See, the difference is between a film like this that's made for sci-fi, like Dark Hall, and a film like Sharknado. And the reason why I'm comparing these is because they're sci-fi made films. Sharknado is meant to be funny and stupid. it's ridiculous. It's fucking sharks in a tornado. It's stupid. The Jersey Devil is actually supposed to be a serious story. The movie is supposed to be straight. It's straight faced, man. It's fucking serious, man. Like it's potentially a devil taking over the world if it gets, escapes and all the shit. This is serious. And that's why when the CG is really fucking bad in it, you're like, what the fuck? It's so stupid. When I see a shitty ass shark in Sharknado and some really bad CGI, I'm like, who cares?
See, I don't know. The
movie's stupid to start out with. This is not supposed to be stupid. The tone is darker. Sharknado is not. That is where it separates in these type of movies, man.
But we've said it
the
before,
CG hurts
though.
the film
a lot.
We've said it before that the ones that are serious and are trying are sometimes funnier than the ones who are intentionally trying to be funny. And, I haven't seen Sharknado, so I can't use that one as an example. But for something like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, like, I don't like those films that much. And I would rather watch neither. But if I had to choose, I would pick something like this over one of those.
Oh, not me, man. Shark. Oh, that movie's fun as hell. When the shark bites the fucking plane. That's so good.
I was sitting in my seat watching it. I feel my eyelids just closing very rapidly. I was just like JP said. I was getting so fucking bored. The acting was fucking horrendously bad in the first place, and you know me with acting. I can't stand bad acting.
Wow, interesting. I had no problem with the acting.
Yeah, I had none.
And to be honest, I
Tom
was never
Sizemore's okay.
I was never bored in this film whatsoever because I was curious on what they were going to do with the story of the Jersey Devil, because I've seen a bunch of Jersey Devil films and they're all so different. And this one was really kind of intriguing me because they had this Halo shit going on and they had like all these weird fucking things going on. And I was like, there's a sister. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
I don't know.
So I was intrigued in this film. But I mean, and to be honest, there was really no downtime in this film. To be bored, I don't know where you were. I mean, there was a lot of action. This film almost seemed like a goddamn action film to me. There was so much fucking action.
There was.
But not that. It's just like, I was just bored by the story in general, I think. I wasn't bored by the action or anything like that. I just felt like I didn't enjoy the story very much. So of course, I wasn't going to, if the story's intriguing and interesting, of course I'm not going to be bored. But even with the action, it doesn't kind of save the movie from not being boring, in my opinion.
But I mean,
But you know me, I'm not used to watching shitty movies. Once again, as we get back into the Oscar bullshit, but seriously, I'm not used to watching low budget movies like this one.
I'm not a fan of the new era of like the Mega Sharks and stuff like that. I just don't like them. And this isn't quite like that for me. But I actually didn't. I've seen way worse films than this. Like I was never like, oh my god, just please end, please end. I was just like, this is kind of stupid. A lot of things don't make sense. There's some bad CGI, but at the same time, I don't know. It was fast paced, like Moodz said. So I mean, I was enjoying aspects of it a little bit. I mean, I don't think I hated it as much as Jeremy.
No, I honestly didn't really actually hate this film that much at all. I mean, I had problems with, like I said, I thought the CG was shit. Like it was really, really bad. But then to mix things up a little bit, I said to myself, like read out loud, I was like, are they going to show the devil like, that's not CGI'd? And then pow, they show it. It's like a fucking dude in a fucking suit. And I was like,
there's some practice.
That's not so bad. But the main issue with this movie is that there's a lot of kind of plot holes and things that aren't explained that I think kind of hurt the overall feel, because this movie is meant to be serious, right? You need to explain a little bit of shit, and I like Tom Sizemore in the film, but seriously, he said, I know how to kill this thing like 400 times. It was fucking ridiculous. It was getting to the point, it was like, oh my God, who wrote this film?
I noticed.
Like I said,
I don't even know why I noticed that, but I kept hearing him say and basically pleading to everybody. He's like, I know how to kill this thing. Let's do this. And it's like, but then Buddy kept saying, he's like, what happens if it goes wrong? What happens if it goes wrong? And he's just like, don't worry about it. I know how to kill this. But what happens if you don't kill it? Don't worry. I know how to kill this. I was like, what the fuck? This is some bad writing, but I was getting entertainment value out of it, which was fine for me. So
like I said, I probably wouldn't have watched this movie if it wasn't for the show. Like I had no interest to watch it. But
yeah, honestly though, if I caught this one on Sci-Fi, I would enjoy. I was expecting a little better because of like Animal and some of the other Scream Factory contemporaries that we've seen. But if I was going into this on the Sci-Fi Channel and was like, this was one of their original movies that they built up for a couple weeks or something when I used to watch the Sci-Fi Channel a lot, I would have enjoyed it more. Like I don't hate these series. Like, yeah, there's tons of plot holes and stuff, but to me, I didn't have like a major problem with the CGI because all those fucking Sci-Fi Channel movies have terrible CGI. You expect that.
Well, I explained why I didn't like the CGI, though, man. When you have a serious tone film and you see really kind of goofy, laughable CGI, it kind of makes you laugh. But like I said, when you see that, the CG is practically the same that you see in Sharknado, but it's funny because the fucking tone is different and it's stupid.
No,
this movie, I was anticipating. Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. I can have fun because I'm actually outgoing, so unlike you.
Or
you take everything so damn fucking serious. No, I don't like everything, but I respect a lot of things, and I have fun with things because that's who I am.
Yeah, and I understand why you could have fun with it, but to me, I just don't. And but these films, like I actually prefer the serious tone, and even if something looks silly. And they treat it, and the actors are treating it like it looks scary. Like, to me, that works more than actors knowing that it's silly and I don't really like self-aware stuff. I think that I just think that it's stupid sometimes, and I don't get it most of the times. So I prefer these types over those, but that's not saying that I necessarily like these types either, though. It's just I prefer them.
But there's so many dumb things about this film that like kind of threw me off a little bit. Like towards the end there, like basically they're saying that the relics, like all these religious relics and stuff can hold off the Jersey Devil and stuff like that, right? So they're trapped in this warehouse, and that's kind of their only option. They kind of put these relics around this warehouse, to prevent the devil from coming in. Well, what happens 3 seconds later? Some dude standing by a fucking window, the devil reaches right in, fucking grabs this guy and tears him apart. I'm like, well, that all got thrown out the fucking window, quite literally. I'm like, certain things like that, I'm just like, man, this movie's so sloppy. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm really, really, really trying to like this movie because I want to find a Jersey Devil film that I actually really enjoy.
I don't there's not.
I've never seen one. I've never seen one that I actually enjoyed. And, there were certain things that were just bugging the fucking shit out of me, man. But what it all comes down to, I was kind of entertained a lot of the time in this. And I don't know, man. I didn't think it was the worst. It's by not even far the worst thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. But
it's one of the better Sci-Fi Channel movies, in my opinion, of recent memory.
But, yeah.
I don't tolerate shitty movies. I'm sorry.
Like, do you like stuff like Mega Shark?
Me?
Yeah.
Hell no! Okay. I don't even watch that. Come on, I'm not trying to be a pretentious. I'm not trying to be a pretentious film student, but it's like
there's nothing pretentious about not liking those. Those are bad movies.
I just can't stand watching bad movies.
No, it's called being snobbish.
I'm not being snobbish.
He's not,
I just don't.
Those are bad
it's
movies.
Not even pretentious. It's not even pretentious.
Nobody could argue successfully that those are not bad movies.
No, I'm not saying they're not bad movies, but you can still find entertainment value in them if you're not being a snob.
Yeah, you can.
Being a fucking snob.
You can. I can't really find much. I mean, there's some here and there.
Oh,
like Frankenfish was awesome.
How do you not throw on fucking Sharknado with a couple buddies?
I haven't seen it. I might like that one.
And not enjoy it. It's so much fucking fun.
That's the key word, with a few buddies. If you're watching it by yourself,
obviously that changes a lot of things.
But that's the point. But those type of movies are the movies you throw them with your buddies.
I don't have buddies who watch films. Like none. And none that would watch that. Jesus but what I'm saying is, no, like, those films to me, I like films like Troll 2, which are a guy trying really hard and think he's making a good film, and it's clearly not. Like, the ones that try hard I find funnier than the ones that know they're bad and try to be bad because they know they're bad. I don't like those. I don't find any entertainment in them.
Like Mutantis?
Yeah, like Mutantis is the perfect example. Mutantis is a terrible movie, and even though it's, like Moodz said, a movie can be terrible and still entertaining at the same time, but to me, those films are terrible and not entertaining. So, I don't know.
Snobs. Fucking snobs.
Has nothing
on this
to do
podcast.
with snobs, dude.
Yeah, you guys are fucking snobs. But yeah, like, this movie, though, man, overall is like, I don't know, man. It was like, I really, really just wanted to enjoy it, man.
I want to know who makes all these movies?
It's
kids my age that are coming out of film school.
Not necessarily. Usually it's like older people who didn't really.
But believe me, I've
for hire type jobs.
Like
I just wish
I've heard people who are like coming out and just that's what they go to.
I just really wish the script was better in this, man. Like they had explained some things, because there's so many things I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Although I did like, the sister, what the fuck's her name, man? Evelina Marie or whatever the fuck her name is. I thought she was okay in the film. I don't know where Jeremy, like you said, the acting was fucking horrendous. I don't
not
see
horrendous.
a problem.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was caught in the moment. I was
for most of the main characters, some of the side ones or whatever, but I don't even consider that. Whatever, it's like, who cares?
It's appropriate level of acting. It might even be above average for these type of films, to be honest.
I thought Tom Sizemore was fine. Like it was what it was, right? Like so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even though I can like something like Troll 2, it's still a bad movie and it's still a 4, just like this film. Even though I found certain things about it enjoyable, it's still a bad movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely is not great. That's for sure. I don't know, man. Like I felt like I was gonna be the one defending this one because like I always am with shitty fucking bad movies. But I don't know, man. There's just a lot of things about this movie I did not care for. But for me, what it really came down to was the simple fact that I wanted to see the end. I watched it read through, and obviously I watched it read through, but I was curious on what the fuck was going to happen and stuff. And, it's not great. It's not great. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but there were some moments where I actually did laugh. And
I laughed fucking hard at the fire part. Ask Derek. I was talking to Derek last night. I was telling him I was pissing my pants laughing, man.
Oh,
that
I fucking
fire
laughed.
Was some of the worst.
I laughed horribly at the priest death. I laughed so hard at that. I was like, because I didn't really see that death coming. I thought he was going to be a little more to the end, have a, spoiler alert, but just have a part right in the end, because he was the religious figure in this situation, right?
But
so that kind of cracked me up.
Like fire CGI. It's not the hardest thing. Make it look a little bit fucking better.
The funny
like,
thing
Jesus
is
Christ.
But they fucking blew up some shit in this film. For real. They actually had a budget to blow up some shit. They blew up the fucking cars for real. Those were real effects, man.
Yeah, but like the gas station, it's like...
Yeah, the gas station was ridiculous. And that's what kind of cracked me. I mean, you can tell like the budget was like mid-level. They're blowing up cars and they're blowing up other shit, but they got this really shoddy CG in certain parts. There was even CG gunshot blood.
Yep. When they shot the Halo, like when they were outside... And she was in the truck and she was getting shocked, and like they shot one of the guys in the fucking CGI blood. It was hilarious. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What ratings?
Yeah, I guess we can get into the rating. Jeremy, I'm curious to hear your rating right off the top.
3 out of 10 for Dark Hall.
Moodz?
I am going to go with a strictly pass on this. I'm going with 5 out of 10. Like, just for pure entertainment value. There's so many things about this movie is so contrived. There's so many problems with it, but yeah, I didn't hate it as much as everyone else, man. It's getting a mid-level pass for me, man.
Oh, man.
Okay, so going in, I liked the serious tone of the film, and I think that's what kind of saved it for me. I felt like it was a throwback to early sci-fi, man. Sci-fi films that originally was on Sci-Fi, like They Nest, which was completely serious, terrible CGI, killer bugs, but it was serious and it worked for me. There was films like Snakehead Terror, and there was a bunch of these old Sci-Fi channel films, Tremors, one of the later Tremors I think was, but they were serious, and I liked Sci-Fi back then. And it kind of was a throwback to that. Not as good. I'm going to go with a 3.5.
I knew I was going to come in the highest on this one. It didn't really bother me a whole lot. There's so many shitty elements to this film, but whatever. So that is definitely not Hall of Pain material. But we don't even have a Hall of Pain, so what the fuck am I talking about, man?
Man, I thought it was gonna make it.
No. You can't make something that isn't
there. I don't know what is making it again?
Under 10. 3 reviews under 10.
Yeah. Okay, so now.
So this is technically 11 and a half.
Yeah, 5's high, man. 5 is high, Moodz.
Yeah, whatever, man. I stick to it. I'm my own person, man. I rate on how the fuck I want it. And I explained myself. I explained exactly why I gave it that reason, so you can't even argue.
JP, what did you give Mutantis?
3.5, I think. This is better than Mutantis, definitely.
Oh yeah.
A lot better.
And you gave
a lot better.
You gave it the same rating.
Yeah, it's a different film. It's not the same. It's not the same in tone and stuff. I give Thanksgiving a fucking 5, and I definitely have seen film. Troll 2 is better than Thanksgiving, but or more enjoyable. Anyway.
Okay. Whatever. Like I said, we all have different ways of rating films, but
yeah, I know.
Entertainment value for me is, like I stressed a lot of shit that I didn't like in this film, but whatever.
Yeah, I was expecting.
I'm not a cinema snob, man. Like, to be honest, like I just whatever, man. I've
seen
be honest, you way worse, man. Wait, what's that?
I said, to be honest, you like most things.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Because I'm, again, not a cinema snob.
Dude, what? We're not. I'm not a dude. I am far from a cinema snob. Okay, I enjoy.
No, I'm talking more about Jeremy though, man. Like seriously, he's always stresses how he doesn't watch bad films.
Of course he is.
And I'm like,
he'll be like, in film school, this is considered a.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to make a living. I don't think.
See, those are the things that you say that make you come off that way. I don't even think you're aware.
Making a great living right now.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect me to do right now?
Okay.
Anyways.
Sure, I'll say I'm a cinema snob. Do I watch these movies, though? If I was a cinema snob, I wouldn't even fucking watch them, nor be on the show, so kiss my motherfucking ass.
Well, I mean...
That's not entirely true.
I'll watch anything, but I'm gonna be, like, I can't lie to myself and be like, yeah, was a decent, average movie. To me, it wasn't. It just clearly wasn't average for me, and I would be wrong if I gave it a higher rate. It would be wrong of me if I gave it a higher rating than I truly feel about it.
Well, aren't we all rating on how we truly feel about it?
And once again, I don't think cinema snobs would go to Cinema Wasteland. I think Cinema Wasteland is like the least cinema snob place to go. So kiss my ass once again.
I don't understand the correlation between
me neither.
Cinema
what
Wasteland and being a cinema
about?
snob.
Because you're saying I'm a cinema snob. I don't think people.
It's just underground films, man. You don't.
Well, I don't think cinema snobs would be watching underground films.
Whatever. But all right, so that's going to conclude the episode 47 of the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror. Hope you enjoyed that last review. Of course, of Dark Hall, the sci-fi fucking classic film from 2014. But yeah, again, I'll remind you, get those voicemails in. And if you don't want to leave a voicemail, definitely leave a or make a video, post it to this episode 47, and you'll be entered into the episode 50 contest. So make sure to do that, guys, and I'll leave you with Jeremy.
Next week, what are we doing, Jeremy?
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the 47th episode of 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror Podcast. Suppose if you want to follow the man Moodz himself, you can do so at youtube.com/Moodz616. If you want to follow JP, a.k.a. the man rates Pee Wee Herman, you can do so at youtube.com/DoubleShotJ. And as always, you can follow me on my channel for my 24-hour Oscar coverage at youtube.com/NESRuler22. As always, if you have any questions, you could email us at 22shotsofmoodsandhorror@gmail.com. It's 22shotsofmoodsandhorror@gmail.com. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/22shotspodcast. And if you have any questions, you could also follow us on our Facebook page, facebook.com, search bar 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror Podcast. And always, you could go to our website, 22shotsofmoodsandhorror.com. That's 22 Shots of Moodz&Horror.com. And if you have any questions for the 50th episode, please leave us a voicemail at 724-426-6665. Once again, that's 724-426-6665. We'll be back next week with the first season of Masters of Horror. Oh, yeah.
Later, guys.